Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Growfolds, and today we'll be grocery store plant shopping at Kroger in Plano, Texas. Please don't forget to hit the like button for this video and make sure you hit the subscribe button. I've noticed that some of my viewers are still not subscribed, and I would really love for you guys to hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date with my daily plant videos. But we are going to go ahead and check this Kroger out. And as you guys can see, they've got a bunch of bromeliads right over here. So all of these bromeliads are actually sourced by Costa Farms, and these ones are not a bad price at all. I am still amazed about how many bromeliads are available at like grocery stores, big box stores, even convenience stores. There's just a bunch of bromeliads. I have yet to add a bromeliad to my collection, but as you can see, this one is only for $6.99. Beautiful looking variegation on the foliage as well. I do like the bromeliads with the beautiful pink variegation. I just feel like somebody took like a spray paint and spray painted it, and look at these beautiful blooms on bromeliads. I'm not 100% sure on bromeliad plant care. So for my plant foldies, which is what I call my viewers, so if you're new to the channel, plant foldies, let me know in the comments or even in the live premiere chat what the care tips are for bromeliads. And I did want to say thank you guys for always tuning in to the live premiere chats. It's really exciting to be able to interact with you guys. I make it an effort to at least be on the live premieres nightly. We've been doing this for quite a while now, and it's just been an exciting journey. But you can see there is a beautiful yellow bloom on this bromeliad. Love just zooming in and giving you guys this plant content. I know that we should be able to just get that for you guys. So we'll see what we can do in terms of just more plant content. Right over here, we do have some palms and some Pachira aquatica, or what you call money tree. I love that as well. Look at that. And in the planter, these are by Live Trends. The planter is actually a bunch of like coins. I think that's really cool. And, you know, with Kroger, it's a local grocery store chain that's all over the Texas market. I just love being able to go check out for houseplants. Like, look at this daffodil right over here. That's beautiful. You know, spring is literally around the corner, where I think we're about 20 more days before spring hits. And would you imagine that we have philodendron pink princess marbles out in a grocery store, a local grocery store? These are for $29.99. So these are actually sourced out by Tropic Treasures. You can see that there are a bunch of philodendron pink princess. So at this point, I would say philodendron pink princess is really a common philodendron. I've seen them a lot at grocery stores, big box stores. And at this point, if you are going to buy philodendron pink princess, you can be a little bit more selective of the variegation, because the variegation is not actually impacted by the amount of light you give a philodendron pink princess. It's really just the initial genetics behind it. So if you have a philodendron pink princess that doesn't have a lot of variegation, most likely it's not going to produce the variegation you would want to look for in a highly variegated one. I love Dracaena marginata. This one doesn't have the pink form, but Dracaena marginata is beautiful. It's an easy to care for plant. And right over here is a ZZ Zenzi plant at Kroger's, and you can see it's for $19.99. I actually want to add a ZZ Zenzi into my home just because it is an easy to care for plant. Do not water it often, and it can tolerate lower light conditions. I currently have a Raven ZZ in my collection. I have two. I have one at home and one at work. And this is an Epipremnum aureum golden pothos. So I would say this is probably the one house plant that starts people in growing houseplants in general. And then we have a bunch of jade pothos. So basically the jade pothos, or the Epipremnum aureum jade, is the green version or the more reverted version of the golden pothos. Now the neon pothos is a stunner. And you know what I like about it? This is a 6-inch planter from Kroger. This is for $9.99. Sometimes you will find clearance plants at Kroger as well, but look at how beautiful that neon variegation is. And we also have an Epipremnum aureum marble queen pothos. The thing about marble queen pothos is You definitely want to give it bright indirect light, a lot more indirect light, bright indirect light, just because it will revert back to green if you don't give it enough light. So just that is the type of plant that is actually influenced by light. And then right over here we have a dragon fruit type of like succulent cacti. This one is for $6.99. So really like that, you know, grocery stores, most people will only go to a grocery store to get their groceries, obviously, but who would have thought if you actually took the time to just slow down and look past the flowers, how many beautiful houseplants you can possibly get. Like this is a beautiful Aglaonema Mary Ann. And the majority of plants that actually come from Kroger are sourced by this place called, this nursery called Mason Farms, which is actually based out in New Mexico. And look at this. Who would have thought a variegated Hoya caryi at a grocery store? Look at that beautiful variegation. It's stunning. I actually bought a Hoya caryi variegated version at Kroger for $6.99. Now this one is for $13.99. It's a beautiful looking Hoya. I've been getting into Hoyas, and I have yet to add a peperomia, but look at this beautiful peperomia guinea right here, or Ginny. Look at the pink margins or the pink outlining on the leaves. It's beautiful. $6.99. $6.99 is not a bad price at all. So I know most of my plant foldies are all over, and a shout out to all of my Canadian plant foldies, my international plant foldies. Thank you guys for tuning in. But if you are in the United States, check your grocery stores, because they definitely have plants like this. Like I would say Kroger, look at this. This is a peperomia raisinette, but this is the Costa Farms Trending Tropicals, $16.99. Kroger definitely has the most inexpensive trending tropicals. Normally, if you go to like Walmart, Lowe's, or like Home Depot, they're usually in the $19 range, but at Kroger, you can get them for $16.99. So it's always exciting to go check to see what kind of Trending Tropicals by Costa Farms has. And then this is a beautiful Alocasia Black Velvet. That one's for $14.99, or actually $19.99. And then we have an Epipremnum aureum Enjoy. So a lot of pothos Enjoy are actually being called pearls and jade, but this one I'm telling you is an Epipremnum aureum Enjoy. You can tell because the variegation is very contrast. There's not a lot of speckling or gradation. It's literally white variegation and green. And then look at those beautiful jade pothos. I want to show you some more plants. Like look at this Rex begonia right over here. I'm kind of struggling to get it out, but look at that. Beautiful looking Rex begonia. I've got about 3 in my home right now. This one's for $13.99 by Mason Farms. I just love being able to see different nurseries. I know a lot of the majority of, say, like orchids actually come from California, but most of our tropical plants obviously come from like Florida, but it's really interesting to get these Mason Farm plants from New Mexico of all places. And then right over here, we're gonna pan over. These are what they call the Rescue Us plants, or what I would call AKA clearance plants. Look at this, Epipremnum aureum neon pothos, $1.30 for a 6-inch planter. So you already know I'm going to grab this. I love neon pothos. They're a classic pothos, and it's only for $1.30. Like plant foldies, my viewers, would you pick up that plant for $1.30? If you say no, I would ask you why, because pothos are so easy to grow. And then right over here, we have another Trending Tropicals, Epipremnum aureum, pinnatum, not aureum, pinnatum, Baltic blue, beautiful looking Baltic blue. And this one is for $16.99 by Trending Tropicals, Costa Farms. So I went ahead and checked out, and you can see that I ended up buying this pothos neon for $1.30. That is a steal in a 6-inch planter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to definitely make sure to spray it with insecticidal soap, put some systemic granules to prevent future pests, and then water this with some Super Thrive water. I will get a better planter to put it in, and I will place it somewhere, maybe in my guest bedroom. But I am really happy to be able to find a really good plant. $1.30 is not bad at all, in the fact that I'm doing daily plant videos. So if you haven't subscribed, guys, please make sure you do it today. And I am actually gonna go here. So I am actually plant shopping at Hobby Lobby, which is a craft store out in Prosper. And I wanted to show you some faux plants. Like look at that Alocasia poly. We've got some faux plants right over here. Look at these artificial looking caladiums. They look actually fairly real. I've noticed that for anybody who doesn't consider themselves having a green thumb, or if you have like a space that literally doesn't have any light, you can add things like this. Look at this. This is a Dracaena looking cane plant. And I know that Hobby Lobby typically gives discounts. Like look at this faux calathea or orbifolia. That's really nice looking. But I'm actually out at Hobby Lobby today to look for some bowls, because there was a plant influencer who actually has a local plant nursery called Famous in Oregon. His name is Tanner the Planter, and I saw a beautiful hydroponic aglaonema. So I definitely needed to buy a bowl so I can actually convert one of the aglaonemas I bought at Callaway's Nursery. It's a Red King aglaonema that I bought for $12.99, and I want to put it in a hydroponic situation versus just soil. But look at that Ficus lyrata. This is a artificial Ficus lyrata. So if you want to go ahead and add faux plants, add that. But as you can see at this Hobby Lobby right here, we have a lot of different types of vases. But what I'm looking for are all of these different types of jars and different types of bowls. So I'm looking for a bowl that I can actually put. So we're going to take a look at this. Let's see how much this actually costs. This one is for $3.99. That is not bad at all. And I think this is actually the perfect size bowl for the 4-inch aglaonema I bought at Callaway's. And then we have another one for $4.99. I'm going to buy this because I'm going to buy a small bowl, a medium bowl, and a large bowl, because I'm thinking about growing some aglaonema actually in these bowls. Hydroponics, for anybody that's new, is basically growing a plant in literally water. You're not going to use like soil. You're not going to use any other substrates like leca. It's literally straight up water. And the thing about water, you know, hydroponics is you risk less pests actually happening, and then it takes the guessing game out of actually watering the plant because it's in water. Most plants can actually get converted into water, and the only thing is when you convert, say, a plant that's growing in soil into water, there might be a little bit of dieback, but eventually it will grow new roots. You just have to really maintain it and change the water and make sure that you have some type of plant food. So I typically use like Super Thrive and a very low dose of like liquid house fertilizer. But as you can see, Hobby Lobby has a bunch of bowls, and actually I should have waited maybe to find it when they're actually 50% off. They do typical sales, so if you have Hobby Lobbies in your area, definitely check this out. But you will see a little bit more content in terms of me trying out different ways to display plants and grow plants. I talked about hanging baskets. I'm so glad I wasn't able to, I'm so glad I am able to grow hanging baskets in my home without having to drill holes in my ceilings, because I found this command strip. But like, look at these cool looking hanging you know, planters right over here. This is really nice as well. You know, it's all about growing plants in the planters. I feel like planters in the medium you put them in actually accentuate the plant's like beauty, and I really do like these. So like typically I don't like glaze, like shiny glaze, but this is beautiful for $8.99. And then these are on clearance for 74 cents. Look at how beautiful that is. I do like the neutral tones. But anyways, here you go. How do you convert a plant into hydroponics? So this is basically an aglaonema Red King that I got. This was for $12.99. So the first thing you need to do is make sure you have a bowl like this. I got that at Hobby Lobby. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the plant out. So obviously this plant is super root bound. I was actually attracted to this plant because you could see that there's some very nice, healthy looking roots. So you need to go ahead and try to get the roots out. And the trick is you want to take all of the soil out. So I am struggling to get it out. So I went ahead and just took some scissors to cut it. I'm trying not to disturb the roots or like actually destroy the roots. There might be a little bit of root damage if I just try, you know, to get it out. But I'm trying my very best to get this aglaonema out. If you guys are new to the plant channel, I love aglaonemas. Aglaonemas are considered Chinese evergreens, and they grow in a lot of different types of situations, but I would say they can tolerate lower light conditions. However, they do best in bright indirect light. They don't require a lot of water. Honestly, if you're growing them in soil, if you overwater them, their roots will rot. So kind of treat them like a succulent almost. I almost think of them that way because look at how like robust their roots are. But when you are converting a plant to hydroponics, where basically you're going to grow it in water, the first thing is you want to get the roots out of the soil. And then it is all about cleaning the roots as best as you can. Like you literally want to get rid of the water. I mean, not the water. You want to get rid of the roots. So the soil on the roots. So I am actually giving it as best of a soak. I am going to try to get as much of the soil off the roots, because if you have soil in the roots and you're letting it grow, it can cause root rot. So you want to try to get as much of the roots out. Sometimes people will take even a little diluted solution of water with some hydrogen peroxide to really disinfect the roots. I'm not going to do that today. I literally just want to make sure that I'm actually rinsing the roots and getting rid of the all of the soil as best I can. And then now this is the finished product. So I've tried to get as much of the soil out. Look at how beautiful this aglaonema is. I'm super excited to do this. Very inspired by Tanner the planter famous of Oregon. He had a really cool demonstration. I actually wanted to buy the aglaonema. He converted into water, but somebody ended up buying it before me. So I am going to do it myself. So now that I've soaked the aglaonema in some water to just make sure all of the soil is off of the roots, we're going to go ahead and place the plant into the bowl right over here. So it's kind of like those Proven Winner Leaf Joy H2O bowls. I am actually DIYing this and doing it myself, and I'm really excited. I am definitely going to be converting a lot of aglaonemas I buy into bowls. I think that would be really cool to display. And the water I am going ahead and fill this bowl up is with some Super Thrive. Eventually I will get some liquid fertilizer, some really low dose liquid fertilizer to feed it. But as you can see, I'm just filling up the bowl with some Super Thrive. Super Thrive is amazing, and it will give it enough nutrients, the vitamin B vitamin, to make sure that the shock actually helps acclimate it into the water. I do expect this aglaonema to maybe decline in health for just a bit, but you'll know that you've been successful in converting hydroponic plant when you start seeing some more healthy root growth. But you can see right over here, look at how beautiful the variegation is. And I did buy this at Callaway. So if for some reason this plant doesn't make it through the hydroponic conversion, I am able to still return it with my full money back as long as I bring this aglaonema back. Love Callaway's. It is a local plant nursery out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Definitely check it out, and you can see this is the finished product. So you can see it is now converted into water. The roots are as clean as I can possibly get it clean. There's some Super Thrive in it, and you can see that the aglaonema is thriving. When you grow plants in hydroponic or just in water, it takes the guessing game of, do I need to water it? How much do I need to water it? Because it's already in water. Most plants can survive in water. There is just a little bit of a transitional phase, but I hope you like this little tutorial. And now we're going to go ahead and transition to a big box store plant shopping video. This one is actually at Lowe's in Allen, Texas. This is the one off of McDermott Road. One of the best Lowe's because they keep their household plants in top shape. The employees are always kind, very helpful, and they always have a selection. I actually always feel like whenever I go to this Lowe's location, they are actually overstocked with plants, and I can understand why. Like if I was Costa Farms or any plant sourcer, I would definitely send plants here, because I've seen on multiple occasions they have employees that take the time to trim off dead leaves, clean up the soil, and also water the plants. And I think that for a big box store, that is amazing. Again, not all big box stores are created equal, but when you find a location where you know you're going to get healthy plants, I definitely buy plants at this specific Lowe's often, just because they have healthy looking plants and they're always in stock with so many different varieties. Plant folies, take a look at this. Beautiful philodendron moonlight. This one is by Live, or actually not Live Trends. This is by Urban Jungle. This one I think is like $24.98. Love philodendron moonlight. I have yet to add that to my collection, but it is one of the plants I definitely want to add. And you can see that Urban Jungle, Live Trends, they have beautiful planters. And you know, I look for that modern contemporary look. But check this out. Costa Farms now has a bunch of like assorted plants in one planter. This one is for $19.99. I will say, Costa Farms, thank you for always giving us plants, a different type of plant selection. So we've got 3 plants. We've got a Dieffenbachia, a Dracaena marginata, and a purple waffle plant. All of them have different lighting expectations, but with the Dieffenbachia, all 3 plants need to be in bright indirect light because Dieffenbachia need that. And then right over here, we have Peperomia obtusifolia variegata. These ones are for $13.98. I'm not necessarily a fan of the planter per se. Like, I wish it was just a solid like terracotta look with no texture, but I love just the shape of the planter, and the variegation of Peperomia obtusifolia is gorgeous. And then right over here, we are looking at Philodendron cordatum lemon lime. Costa Farms has actually been producing a lot of the hanging baskets available at, like, say, Walmart or Lowe's. But this one is by Urban Jungle. This one is for $13.98. I think it's a little bit more pricey just because of the planter. You can get a better deal if you buy like Costa Farm plants, but nonetheless, I am not, you know, throwing any shade at Urban Jungle. They have some beautiful looking planters. Like this one right here, I'm not 100% sure what type of plant this is. This is for $13.98. Really like that Urban Jungle has some really cool looking plants. You'd be surprised about some of the uncommon and rare plants that they offer. And then right over here, I want to show you guys this. So this is a Dracaena Warneckii White Jewel, $13.98 for this. I would highly recommend any Dracaenas because they can tolerate lower light conditions. They can be underwatered and they can grow fairly large. They are moderate, you know, pace growers, but they're very easy and they're very underrated. Here is another Peperomia obtusifolia right here. This is not the variegated form, but nonetheless, it is a gorgeous looking plant and the planter is really cute. I honestly just wish Urban Jungle would just have very simplistic planters. And then right over here, we have just a prayer plant for $13.98. Now, prayer plants are in the same category as calatheas and maranthas and stromanthes and nanthe plants. So they are a little bit more finicky. You definitely need to make sure that you keep their soil moist. Don't let them dry out completely. And they require a little bit more humidity. But check this out, guys. A variegated prayer plant. So this one is also for $13.98. So you can get the non-variegated prayer plant, or you can get this prayer plant right here for $13.98. I think this is awesome because you know, this is one plant that if I wasn't actually not, you know, trying to spend money, I would buy this in a heartbeat. But for now, I'm going to hold off on that. Just knowing that there are variegated prayer plants by Urban Jungle. It's awesome. Look at how beautiful this is. Love me some prayer plants. You know, I am a little bit nervous about growing calathea in my collection. Right now, my white star is doing okay. I have a Stromanthe triosar that's doing okay as well. But it's really just about watering and making sure they get enough humidity. Now, if you were to convert that into a hydroponic situation where you're growing a prayer plant in water, it would definitely dissipate the guessing game about whether you're underwatering and overwatering it. But you can see we have the regular form prayer plant and then the variegated form of prayer plant. So love, love, love Lowe's. Lowe's always has some amazing plants, specifically the McDermott Road Lowe's. So if you are in the North Dallas area and you're a local plant foldie, definitely check out this Lowe's. I often frequent it. Again, I am going broke just doing these plant shopping videos. I love giving you guys daily content. So if you like plant content and like actually interacting with other plant lovers, join us every evening. I usually try to make an hour-long video where I just talk about plants, talk about plant care, and if you're able to join a live premiere chat, that would be awesome as well, because you can interact with some of our regulars. And then right over here we have a philodendron moonlight, love it. And then we have a Schefflera moondrop for $13.98. Look at how beautiful these plants are, and I'm filming this in the late afternoon, and I love the fact that these plants actually get a lot of bright indirect light. It's just gorgeous. I think that this is a very well-run Lowe's. I am excited to be actually taking a trip to Austin, Texas in about 2 weeks. So in March 3rd, I will be filming a lot of big box stores and plant nurseries so I can provide some more plants that are outside of the DFW market. So we will see what kind of plants I run into. Stay tuned for that. But if you are tuning into this video, please make sure you guys are smashing the like button, as my #1 cheerleader Luke says on the live premieres. It really does help me. I know it's shameless plugging, but honestly, I would love to grow our plant community, and just hitting the like button if you're watching this is all the support I would really ask. And if you are watching my videos and haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. I checked my analytics and I was really shocked to see that a lot of my views are actually coming from people who are not subscribed. So I just need to know, what can I do to make sure you guys are subscribed, because it would be awesome to grow our plant community. The community at Growfolds is called Plant Foldies. I always encourage you guys to actually add me on Instagram at Growfolds. And if you go big box store plant shopping, or you find an amazing plant at a big box store, grocery store, or even a local nursery store, tag me at Growfolds on Instagram. Use the hashtag Growfolds, hashtag Plant Foldies, hashtag Plant Foldy. That would be awesome. But as you can see, we did pan over some Vanda orchids. That's the thing about Lowe's. I think Lowe's has probably the most diverse selection of orchids. We've got Vanda orchids, we've got Phalaenopsis orchids, we've got all sorts of orchids. But as you can see, I'm just gonna pan out here. Even like the boxes on their pallets and shelves are nicely organized. I just like taking the time to just soak it in and take a looking at all of these plants. Plant Foldies, I really just enjoy interacting with y'all. I want to make sure that if you are a new plant keeper, or somebody that is just getting into houseplants, this is definitely the channel for you, because we want to make sure that we have a positive space to talk about plants. Know that you can grow plants. We just need to make sure that we know all of their care conditions, and I am here for you in terms of being able to provide some insights. But right now, all of the trending tropicals at this Lowe's is actually for $14.98 versus the $19.98. I have yet to actually add some more calathea to my collection. Like, I often see this. This is actually really cool. $14.98 for this self-watering planter. This is a Calathea dotty. Love Calathea dotty for the very dark purple leaves. If I were to buy a Calathea at this point, I think I would convert it to hydroponics. I think that is going to be my new mantra, my new trend. Like, I think I want to start growing a couple of plants in water, just because I love looking at roots. I love propagating plants. Like, I will literally take pothos plant cuttings and just propagate them so I can look at roots. And then right over here, we have a Calathea medallion. This one's for $15.98 in a self-watering planter. And we've got a gorgeous looking Aglaonema Golden Bay. We've also got a ZZ plant right here. We've got some Spathiphyllum or peace lilies right over here. I'm gonna pan over the price. I think it's like for $59, but you can see how massive that peace lily is. We've got some yucca plant canes right over there. And then we've got another beautiful peace lily in bloom right here. And I'm not gonna pan out. Actually, I was told that you can actually eat the flower part right there, that it's actually edible. So I think that's kind of interesting. Don't quote me on that, and don't try to eat that, because I don't know if it's actually toxic, but I've heard that you can actually eat the blooms of a peace lily. And then we're gonna walk over here. We've got some more Live Trends plants. I want to pan over here. I do like Live Trends planters just because they are very much modern contemporary, and that's really my aesthetic. I am yet to show you guys my personal home in my plant collection, but eventually I will. Right over here is an Epipremna Aureum Neon Pothos. This one is for $20. Nice looking neon pothos. I think it's more costly just because of the planter. And then right over here, we have a bunch of ZZ plants. So ZZ plants in these cool looking planters. Live Trends actually has some really cool planters. Sometimes I wish they would just have very simplistic planters, but you know, like this little ZZ plant, really cute and very easy to take care of. So if you're a new houseplant person and you want some plants to grow, definitely consider ZZ plants. I would also say pothos plants. Snake plants are easy, and aglaonema. Honestly, I love aglaonema. I really think aglaonemas are the most underrated plants, and they come in so many varieties. But you know, I can get off of my soapbox on that. You already know, if you are a plant foldie, Growfolds loves aglaonemas, and I would hope that you guys would continue to grow aglaonema as well. I'm going to pan over here and show you some of my Rescue Me, Please Help Me plants. These are the clearance plants, and right here, I've been seeing this aglaonema. I don't know exactly what the aglaonema plant ID is there, but that aglaonema right there is actually for $8. Not a bad looking one. I've already got that aglaonema, otherwise I would rescue it myself. Hopefully somebody will buy it. And then right over here, we have some strawberry begonia hanging baskets. These are by Costafars for $16.98. This is the smaller ones. I thought about getting a strawberry begonia, but I ended up getting a variegated one at Callaway's, which is a local plant nursery chain in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I am based in North Dallas, so for my new plant foldies or my viewers watching this for the first time, a lot of these Lowe's big box stores are all in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So it's just really interesting to see what your insights are. If you're international, I know my plant foldies in Canada said that their Walmarts don't carry nearly as much. I am actually curious to see if you're out of state or out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, what do your house plants look like in big box stores or grocery stores? Please leave that in the comments. Obviously, let me know in the live premiere chats. I love interacting with you guys, and I love just showing you plants. And then right over here was an actual Hedera helix, guys, or Hedera helix. Is the proper way to pronounce it. This is an English ivy. This is a Bettina ivy. I love the Bettina ivy just because it has like a very delicate looking leaf, but it's actually a full leaf. Love the variegation. I have killed about 11 English ivies, but you know what? I bought an ivy from Callaway's nursery about a month ago, or close to a month ago, and it is not dying. Like, it doesn't have any spider mites. It is not dropping its leaves. It is living its best life. So you know what? Today I'm gonna buy me a Bettina ivy, just because I feel like if I've graduated and was able to grow one of my you know, English ivies, I might be able to add a second one. So we will see. I am doing what they call the Hedera Helix Challenge. So if you are a plant foldie that's adding an English ivy, add your picture on Instagram, use the hashtag Growfold, hashtag Hedera Helix Challenge, and let me know if you're able to grow an English ivy. Right over here, we've got another bromeliad. I swear, bromeliads are all over. But what I was gonna say is, with the English ivy, I didn't realize that it was such a difficult plant to grow indoors, just because it's so spider mite prone. And then the watering, you can't overwater it. You can't underwater it. It has to just be right. So just let me know, guys, what you guys think about English ivies. Honestly, I always gaslight it and, you know, say some things about English ivy, but honestly, I love it with all of my heart. It just doesn't love me back, but right now it's currently loving me. But you can see here they have some more hanging baskets. Pink Passion lipstick plant. I definitely want to add a lipstick plant into my collection. They remind me of Hoyas. I really like that. And you know, I just hope that I will be able to afford plants more so this year, you know, really grow my collection. My goal is to really connect our plant foldies and grow this community. Your viewership alone helps me fund my plant obsession, and then also just hitting the like button really helps me out. I do want to thank all of the plant subscribers, or the subscribers that sometimes will drop a super sticker tip during a live premiere chat. Love that funding, really appreciate it. And sometimes I will even see somebody add a super fan sticker for some of my published videos. So you know who you are. I really appreciate it, and feel free to send any donations if you'd like. It definitely helps me and my channel, and it funds my obsession with plants. Like right over here, we've got a philodendron cordatum. Love that as well. You know, these exotic angel plants that Costa Farms provides, I do like it. It's interesting that they actually send a bunch of different types of trays. So it really depends on your assortment. Croton mame, beautiful looking plant. You can't go wrong with a Croton mame. And then right over here, we have a Photonia pink angel. I have yet to actually add a Photonia pink angel. I do find them gorgeous. Photonias, I feel like will need a little bit more humidity. So I have a lamp that I bought at Target, and it is actually one that I had a little terrarium situation. I am eventually going to make a terrarium. Not sure if I want to actually film the process, but if I do my plant home tour, which it's coming, it just really depends if you guys are going to keep tuning in, I will show you my home and my plants. So look at that. This is another Hydra Helix Bettina. It's another nice looking English ivy that I really like. But yes, I just love looking at different types of plants with you guys. You know, the point of my plant shopping videos is honestly to take you along as if you and I were walking around a big box store like Lowe's and looking at this beautiful gold dust ivy. This is another Hedera Helix type plant. And I'm just honestly surprised that so many people are starting to tune in and watch my videos. It just inspires me to give you guys daily content. You know, looking at plants for me, it's really a de-stressor. I love looking at greenery. And, you know, if my videos actually give you guys just a stress reliever and just a space for all of us to really celebrate plants, then I am definitely going to work even harder to give you guys great content. I'm definitely doing my best to give you guys content. You know, somebody was worried about me actually, you know, burning myself out. But honestly, when I see you guys comment on my videos, go into my chats, I just think it is absolutely amazing. And I want to extend a huge thanks to all of the viewers and subscribers, my plant foldies. Really like that. It's just really inspiring, and I really appreciate y'all. Right over here, we are still looking at some more exotic angel plants. Like this is another Dracaena warneckii white jewel. This one is for $5.98 at Lowe's. And again, Dracaenas are super easy. If you want an easy plant, get you a Dracaena because it can tolerate lower light conditions and they can grow fairly large as well. Look at this beautiful Schefflera, which is an umbrella plant. This is just the normal green one. I love umbrella plants too. I finally added one, the Schefflera Moondrop. It has some slight variegation. And then right over here, we have another Hedera Helix, little Herman Ivy, or my Hydra Helix, guys. You already know that English ivies, I'm not gonna lie, this is definitely a more challenging plant. They're gorgeous, and actually they do actually better outdoors. There are a couple plants that actually do better outdoors, but it's really interesting that big box stores will sell them as if they are indoor house plants. Speaking of indoor houseplants, here is a beautiful Dieffenbachia Camille. I love Dieffenbachia. They kind of remind me of an Aglaonema, but they have higher variegation. The only thing is they're more finicky because aside from Aglaonema, or besides Aglaonema, this one actually needs more bright and direct light. But let me go ahead and do a little commercial break and show you guys how to make a paper crane. So obviously I'm kind of mixing up my my content here. This is just a little bit of a break. So for those that are new to the channel, or even my plant foldies that watch daily, I will always show you how to make a paper crane in my videos. So the title of my YouTube channel is Grow Folds. The grow part is the plant content I have, and then the folds is actually in reference to my interest in origami. This YouTube channel originally was an origami ASMR channel where I literally was posting daily videos of folding origami paper cranes just for the ASMR paper crinkle sounds. I have been folding paper cranes for 7 years straight. My goal is to grow to fold 1 million paper cranes, and so this is just a quick tutorial on how to make an origami paper crane. If you look at my very my older videos, you will see literally hundreds of slow motion origami paper crane tutorials. For my plant foldies, I would love for you guys to learn how to make a paper crane. To one of my plant foldies who recently sent me a DM on Instagram showing their origami paper crane, I am so impressed and excited that you learned how to make a paper crane. And I really hope that our plant community will also learn how to make a paper crane. But here you go. And the plant next to the origami paper crane is an Aglaonema red king. And now back to the main portion of the video. I'm kind of struggling to pull this out, but I just recently got this Pilea Pan Am. I love Pilea plants, so I recently got a Pilea plant that's the aluminum plant at Kroger, but I ended up getting a Pilea plant, Pilea Pan Am, actually at a Lowe's off of 121 in Custer Road in McKinney, Texas. So I ended up getting that, but you can see that there's just so many Costa Farm plants out in Lowe's. Love Pilea plants. I ended up buying a variegated Pilea plant. I will show you an unboxing and repotting video of it from Green Escapes, which is an Etsy store that I typically buy like starter plants from. And then right over here is a self-watering planter for $15.98, a golden pothos. So if you're going to ask me what the easiest plant to take care of is, if you're starting houseplants, definitely get this plant right here. It's a golden pothos. And then we have another Tradescantia hanging basket right here. This one is for $16.98 by Costa Farms. Now I have 3 different type of Tradescantia. I've got a Tradescantia Nanook, I've got a Tradescantia Roxo, and then I have another Tradescantia that's like a white version that I'm growing in Leca. And then right over here we have a peperomia or teardrop peperomia. I actually want to grow a teardrop peperomia. This one is for $16.98 in a hanging basket. I would totally buy this hanging basket, but again, when you think about plants and how many plants you bring into your home, it's very easy to go to like a big box store or a plant nursery and just buy plants. But here's what I would tell any viewer that is watching my channel. Consider your lighting conditions that you have in your home. How much do you know about your plant care for that specific plant? How many plants do you actually have in your home already? And do you have the time to invest in watering the plant, checking for pests for the plant, repotting the plant, getting rid of the dead leaves of the plant? Those are all of the questions I would ask you, because what happens is we buy all of these plants. And the biggest thing about plants, plant care is the time invested. You would be surprised about how many hours a day you could possibly spend growing plants. And I know that I'm showing you all of these plants. I am on a rant, but I think it's just really important because there's so many people that are watching my videos now that are getting into plants. But I really want to not discourage you from buying plants. Obviously, if a plant gives you joy, buy it. But know the plant care tips for the plants, because about 3 to 4 years ago, I had so many plants. I probably had like 300 plants growing in my house. But the thing about it is I ran out of time to water the plants. So some of the plants started to decline in its health. Then I ended up getting pests, because when you buy a plant, you don't want to actually put the plant that you bought from like a grocery store, big box store, and put it next to your actual plant collection. There is what you call a quarantine period where you probably want to leave it away from your plants for about a good 5 days. And you probably want to go ahead and spray it down with like insecticidal soap. If you are about using like systemic granules, do that. But plant, pest infestations happen. And what happens is, it could literally destroy a whole plant collection. The more plants you have, the higher susceptibility of getting plant pests. So you just definitely want to make sure of that. You know, common plant pests that happen are like spider mites, mealy bugs. Thrifts are the killer. Oh, I really hate thrifts, and I've actually had a thrift infestation the last week that I had to make sure to get under control. Even with all of my plant preventatives, it happens. But again, just make sure that, you know, as we look at these plants and we are big box store plant shopping, that we have the space, time, and effort to take care of the plants. That's all I'm going to say. I know that I ramble on about plants, but I hope you guys actually appreciate some of my insights. I love showing you plants, but also letting you know my thoughts about plants, just because I think it's important. I think that if we're going to go do YouTube videos, we need to go provide content that's more personable and not so scripted. So I really, you know, pretty much shoot plans, and then what I do is I actually voice over and tell you my thoughts as I play back the video. So if you want to know my actual process, that's what I do. Anyways, I know that I probably rambled on a lot, so hopefully it's not too much, but let's go back to the actual plants. You can see right here, this is an Epipremnum aureum jade. Really like this. So basically this is the green, just a typical green pothos, super easy to grow. And what's interesting about pothos is if you let them trail, they'll get smaller leaves. But if you let them grow up a totem pole, a moss pole, or some type of stake, the leaves will get incredibly large. And then right over here, we've got a cool looking green marantha. Love marantha. So these maranthas are part of like the Calathea, Stramanthe, Nanthe, and prayer plants. They're a bit more finicky. Definitely want to give them bright indirect light. Definitely give them a lot of water, not overwatering, but keep their soil moist. This is a teardrop peperomia. I've been seeing a lot of these actually at this Lowe's. They remind me of Hoya, and this one is for $16.98. Really nice looking teardrop peperomia. Love the waxy leaves, love the shine on the leaves. It's really nice. And then right over here they have a Triscanthia as well. These are really easy. So the only thing about Triscanthia is they can get leggy. So if you see your Triscanthia getting a little bit leggy, you might want to just cut it back. They're vigorous growers. They grow really easy, and you can literally stick your cuttings into water and like literally within 3 to 4 days there's roots. So super easy to do that. And then here's another teardrop peperomia. I swear all of these teardrop peperomias are asking me to buy them, but I am not going to buy a teardrop peperomia today. I don't have any hanging basket space. Now this is a really cool Hedera helix starling ivy, or Hedra helix, guys. You know, my Hedra helix right here, variegated, not variegated, this is an English ivy. Really nice looking texture of the leaves, very like sharp points. I like that, and that is for $16.98. And then we've got some more exotic angel plants here. Notice that this Lowe's actually has racks outside of their typical racks because they've gotten so many plants. I love the fact that they have full stock all the time. I've never seen this like Lowe's bare. And their plants are always healthy. Even their like Rescue Me clearance plants look great. Right over here is a mini variegated lipstick plant for $16.98. Again, this looks like a Hoya. Love me some lipstick plants. It's one of these plants, genuses that I definitely want to invest a little bit of time in and possibly buy and add to my collection. I don't know all of the care tips for that. I've heard that it's similar to Hoya. And then right over here, we have another gold dust ivy, or Hedera helix gold dust. Really a nice looking plant. I would love to be able to grow ivy, but you know, English ivy, guys, I'm telling you, it's one of the more challenging plants, even for a a seasoned plant keeper or somebody who grows houseplants. They're very susceptible to spider mites. They honestly do well when you actually grow them outdoors. So just FYI, if anything, just add a humidifier next to your Hedera helix and you should be okay. They don't like to be overwatered, but they also don't like to be underwatered. And then right over here, we've got a Rex begonia. Love me some Rex begonia. This is one that I often see at, You know, Lowe's is this particular one that Costa Farms actually sells. In Exotic Angels, I have 3 Rex begonias. And here is a fat shadera right over here, or a pia tree plant. I like this just because they remind me of maple tree leaves, and I love maples. I have a collection of Japanese maples. I will eventually show you guys my outdoor plants or my outdoor garden because I do like outdoor plants as well. And then right over here, we have a snow white waffle plant. So I ended up buying a snow white waffle plant actually at this particular location. This one is for $5.98. And my snow white waffle plant is doing okay. There are some crisping of the leaves. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing wrong. Like, I don't know if it just needs higher humidity. The soil stays moist, so it's not like I'm underwatering it or overwatering it. And then right over here, we have a Balfouriana Aurelia. My Balfouriana Aurelia, or variegated Aurelia, is actually doing amazing. I rescued one for $1. I spent $1 at a Lowe's, and it is now pushing out new growth, meaning it is starting to recover from the trauma of just being neglected at a big box store. Again, when I talk about just neglected at a big box store, it doesn't mean that I am trying to talk negative about big box stores. I just know that in retail, maybe they don't have enough employees that to take care of the plants. It's not necessarily a local plant nursery where they have all of the care tips. I've seen actual big box stores like overwatering plants. So it's not like they don't attempt, but it's just one of those things where if you go to a big box store, just assume that the plant may potentially harbor pests, and you're going to have to really be careful in terms of just adding it to your main plant collection. Just a couple more tips. I know that I've spent a lot of time today specifically on this video just giving you more insights, just because I am giving you guys plant IDs on the screen. I know that plant foldies and my viewers appreciate that. It does take a little bit longer for me to edit the videos, but you know what? If that brings you joy and that is the content you want, I will do what you guys want, just because I want to make sure you guys continue to go tune into my plant videos. I know that when I go to Austin 2 weeks from now, I will have videos pre-made, but I may not necessarily make it into the live premiere chats. I kind of want to enjoy my vacation, but have no fear, I will have plant videos for you. So if you haven't already, please make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video and subscribe. I did want to show you this. This is an Alocasia Quilted Dreams, or I think it is. Give me you know, confirmation, but this is one I definitely want to rescue. I believe they may actually clearance this out for me because it's not looking that well, so I may ask to see if they might discount this. We'll see what happens, but I love Alocasia. The only Alocasia that's actually struggling for me, unfortunately, is the Alocasia Jacqueline. The leaves have kind of turned yellow, and I don't know if I just didn't give it enough humidity, but this Alocasia Quilted Dreams, I'm going to possibly buy it if they're going to discount it and then replant it in some better soil. So we'll see about that. We've got some bonsai plants right over here. I just recently added a succulent into my collection, and it's actually a variegated jade bonsai that I created. So if you didn't see my last video, please check it out. I show you how to make tutorial of jade bonsai. I was actually inspired by an Instagram profile called, I think, Little Jade Bonsai. This guy actually specializes in jade bonsai. If you don't know what bonsai is, it's basically a traditional Japanese form of growing trees, shrubs, or any type of plant in a shallow planter, and shaping it and trimming it to have a really aesthetic looking shape. And then right over here, we have some gorgeous Dieffenbachia maculatas. I love Dieffenbachia. I don't really have an actual Dieffenbachia in my collection, just because in the past I've killed them because they require bright and direct light. They can be spider mite prone, and the watering conditions, you have to really be mindful of it. If it doesn't get enough light, it will actually get leggy, and I've seen that happen to me personally. And then we have some larger like yucca cane plants here. I've seen a lot of yucca cane plants, but I honestly don't know the plant care tips. And then we have another Hedera helix or English ivy hanging basket here. We've got a philodendron cordatum right over here. These are all for $16.98 in the smaller Exotic Angels hanging baskets that Costa Farms sends out to big box stores. I am just really excited to see what this season comes around. You know, spring is literally around the corner. We're a few weeks away. And as the weather actually warms up, I'm curious to see what type of plants we get. Right over here, we do have a Dracaena white aspen. So I always talk about Dracaena being very easy to care for plants. Unfortunately, this particular Dracaena, though, is not as easy. I underwatered it, and then the leaves started to brown, especially the variegated white parts. But I would say this is one of the most beautiful looking Dracaenas for sure, just because of its very stark white variegation. We are about to look at some Aglaonema. You already know that if I go to Lowe's, I will check out their Aglaonema. This isn't a self-watering planter for $15.98. This is an Aglaonema Maria. That's probably the third most common Aglaonema you will find in the United States. And then we have a Raven ZZ in a self-watering planter. This Raven ZZ has a lot of new growth, actually. I find it interesting that Raven ZZ don't come out black. Their new growth comes out green and then darkens to black. And then right over here we have a Xanthosoma for $14.98 on sale. Xanthosoma remind me of like Caladium and Alocasia. I actually would mistaking that as an Alocasia or Caladium. And then right over here we have an Aglaonema two-tone moonstone. So this one has just been recently released by Costa Farms. This is a beautiful looking Aglaonema. It looks almost like the sparkling Sarah Aglaonema, but this one actually has very light pink variegation, which is what I really like as well. I was so happy to find it, and I ended up buying it at a Lowe's off of 121 in Custer out in McKinney. So just wanted to pan out here, and what I love about this Lowe's location is they definitely know how to merchandise their plants where it's aesthetically pleasing, it's very inviting, and it inspires you to pick up a plant and buy it. I really appreciate the effort that this particular Lowe's gives for their plants. They're usually healthy plants, and there's just so much to pick from. And I'm just very thankful that, you know, I can find plants like this. This is an Aglaonema pink Siam. Like, if you don't have that, definitely add that to your collection. Honestly, add an Aglaonema to your collection. If you are a viewer starting out plants, buy you an Aglaonema, direct message me on Instagram, comment on this video, let me know if you did buy an Aglaonema, because that is my agenda, is to get everybody loving Aglaonema. And then right over here, we have another Calathea. This is a Calathea Green Goddess. So here's the thing about Calathea. They're very finicky. You see how beautiful and perfect the leaves are here. If you don't give it the right care tips, if you buy one today, 2 weeks from now, if you're not giving it the right light, the right watering conditions, it could have some crispy brown leaves. So just FYI. And that's why it's really important for all of us to communicate, interact, share our thoughts about plant care. And then right over here, we've got an Aglaonema Golden Bay. I ended up getting one of these recently. I love the yellow variegation. And then this one is an Aglaonema BJ Friedman. Now, Aglaonema VJ Friedman is actually one Aglaonema I haven't really been seeing in big box stores. So it's always exciting, and I always like to kind of like give it a spotlight when I see it in a big box store. I think it's super awesome. Now, these Aglaonema are actually for $21.98. Not a bad looking Aglaonema, and they're very good sizes as well. And then right over here is a Spathiphyllum, or what you call a peace lily. Look at how beautiful the leaves are, even though it's green and there's no variegation. Really nice looking one. What I like about peace lilies or Spathiphyllums is they have extreme tolerance for lower light conditions. You can literally grow one in the bathroom that doesn't get a lot of light, and it will still thrive. The only thing is it's a very thirsty plant. If you underwater it, it will literally droop over and look like it's about to die. But if you water it in a couple hours, it will just perk up like nothing is wrong. There are some plants that are super dramatic like that, and then you can see that they are getting ready for spring. So we've got assorted grapes, we've got bulbs, we've got strawberries, we've got a lot of things. We've got bulbs for like dahlias, caladiums, and all of that. And I'm going to walk over here. This is what you call the Rescue Me plant. And look at this. This is another Peperomia raindrop rescue plant. This one is for $8. I am almost tempted to get this, but I feel like I can get a more full one. Nonetheless, I hope that somebody will bring this plant home, because it's still not a bad looking plant. It definitely will need a little bit of rehabbing. So I will talk about how to rehab, like rehab rescue plants and add another video. But my plant foldies, let me know what other content you want to see, what you would like for me to talk about as well. I am always open to feedback. Really appreciate the feedback because that means it shows that you guys care, you know, about what content I'm giving. I am just really excited that this little plant journey of mine I am able to share with y'all. And you know, for the ones that are learning how to fold an origami paper crane, can you guys do that and maybe show me on Instagram, or even just let me know in the live premiere chats? That would be so cool. We're going to show you a couple more plants and I'm going to end this video, but this is a Stromanthe Triostar. Stromanthe Triostar, again, is just like Calathea, Stromanthes, and Nanthes, and also prayer plants. This one is a Calathea obtusifolia. This one is a little dehydrated. You can see that the leaves aren't as perky. These are all by Urban Jungle. Not a bad looking plant at all. They have beautiful foliage. And then I'm going to pan over here and show you the prayer plants. This is the variegated version, and then we have the non-variegated version by Urban Jungles. Those are for $13.98. I'm just going to pan out again and show you guys how many plants they have. They have a bunch of plants at this Lowe's. I will be featuring some more outdoor plants as well as spring gets closer. I will show you guys some more blooming plants, but today I will just show you all of the beautiful plants they have available at this Lowe's. I would love to just be able to show you guys how full these Lowe's are. It's really interesting to hear from other people around the country saying that their big box stores aren't as full. I am very fortunate to not only have so many big box stores, like literally I'm based in North Dallas, and within a 10 to 15 minute radius, I can go to a Lowe's, a Home Depot, a Kroger store, an HEB store, a local plant nursery. There's just so much to pick from. But my plant foldies, I really hope you guys are enjoying this Wednesday evening plant premiere. I'm sure that we are going to have fun in the live premiere chats. Please add me on Instagram at GrowFolds, and if you haven't already, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button, guys. I cannot stress you guys hitting the like button and hit the subscribe button. This is Richie at GrowFolds, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode, and I will see you on the next one. Bye. Good day, my plant foldie. This is Richie at GrowFolds, and today I'm on my way to another local plant nursery out in the heart of Dallas, Texas. It's a beautiful Dallas morning, and this is going to be going toward the Ruibals plant nursery. It's an actually well-known nursery out in the Dallas market. There's several locations of Ruibals, but today I will be going to the Farmers Branch one, which is pretty much the flagship nursery of Ruibals. I love going to Ruibals, and just look at how beautiful the weather is today. It is a beautiful Saturday morning in Dallas, Texas. So I went ahead and drove down south to go check out Ruibals. I love going to Ruibals just because they have such a wide variety of plants, and the inside also has some very stylistic you know, presentation of the plants and planters, and it's just really inspiring to be able to see that. So we're gonna just check out what kind of plants they have today. It's starting to be the middle of February, so more plants are becoming more available. We did get a cold front today, but hopefully this cold front goes away so we can get some more plants in. And yeah, we're gonna go check out what we have at Ruibals. And you can see as we walk in, there are a bunch of terracotta planters. I love terracotta pots, they're awesome. And look at this, a green oasis in the heart of Dallas. I love all the hanging baskets. I love all the greenery. I love how they have all of the plants segmented in different sections. So we are going to take our time and just take a look at these plants. Enjoy the greenery, my plant foldies. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. My name is Richie, and I do daily plant videos for shopping and just showing you guys different types of plants daily. I do premieres in the evening, so hopefully you can join our live chat. And hello to all of my Canadian plant foldies. I know you guys have been very diligent about, you know, jumping in and participating in the live chats. But as you guys can see, Ruibals has some amazing plants. Look at this beautiful Monstera Thai constellation, how massive the leaves are. I actually have a Monstera Thai constellation that is about that large. It's been growing with me for about 4 years. And I just love seeing all the green plants. This place is very much well known. A lot of people do shop here. And you can see why, because they've got some beautiful and healthy looking spathiphyllum or peace lilies right over here. These are in 6-inch planters for, I believe, $19.99. So that is not a bad price at all. Now with peace lilies, guys, just remember they are very much low light tolerant. So you can even grow that in a bathroom and it will still grow. It will actually not decline in health. It will just slow down its growth, but that's one plant that can really tolerate low light conditions. It does require a lot of water though. And then right over here, we have a Kalanchoe combination of different types of Kalanchoe blooms. This one is for $12.99. So this is got a red bloom, pink blooms, and white blooms. Really like that as well. I saw at Plants and Planters, which is another local nursery, they were offering variegated Kalanchoe. So I might end up getting that from my houseplant collection. But I did want to pan out over here and show you guys the beautiful spathiphyllum or peace lilies. It looks like we have some beautiful Stromanthe Trio stars right here. I have one that is growing very well for me. I ended up actually buying it at a big box store, Target in Lewisville, Texas. They actually had some beautiful Stromanthe Trio stars, but look at these. The leaves are not damaged. There's a lot of different types of variegation. Now with this plant, it's one of those plants that are best viewed from the top or the bottom because of the purple leaves. And then we have some type of euphorbias over there. Very large plants that we are looking at Ruibals. I love that they have different sizes. And I do want to pan over here because I've been seeing a lot of Riger begonias. So look at this. I haven't really seen a lot of yellow Riger begonias. Look at the blooms. And these ones are for $13.99 in a 6-inch planter. I love just the, plain green foliage, but look at how beautiful the blooms are. Love the pink ones. Look at that. That's very precious. And it just kind of reminds me that spring is just around the corner. We're less than 30 days now. So I'm really excited, Plantfoldies, to keep showing you guys a lot of these beautiful plants that are going to be available for the spring. Hopefully I can get you guys even more content. I might be ambitious and try to get you guys 2 videos a day, but for now the 1 video a day is really working for me and for you. I'm seeing a lot of people still tuning in, even if it's a late premiere. I really appreciate the viewership, and I love showing you guys these plants. Then right over here, we've got a beautiful bird of paradise. Now, for anybody who's new to plants, birds of paradise, these plants right here do require a lot of bright light. Sometimes they will bloom, but it's very rare to get them to bloom indoors. And then right here, guys, it's our favorite. It's our Hedera helix, or what you would call a Hedera helix. That's the correct way to pronounce it. This is an English ivy right over here, and this is for $12.99. This is the Ivy California. That's the variety. My English ivy is actually not doing bad at all indoors. It's not gotten spider mites or anything, so I don't know if I'm just doing something different this time around. I haven't killed it and it hasn't been infested by spider mites, so super excited about that, guys. And then I was just showing you a philodendron cordatum lemon lime. More hanging baskets right over here. Can you guys just tell me how beautiful hanging baskets are? Like, I'm super excited that I've been able to add some hanging baskets into my home. Like I've said before in a previous video, I didn't even have to like drill holes in to hang my hanging baskets. I was able to get some command strip type hooks that can hold 33 pounds. I bought them on Amazon. And then right over here, we are looking at some red banana plants. Look at that variegation right over here. Now, I've never grown banana plants, but I will tell you with banana plants, they do require a lot of bright light. So just make sure you're prepared for that. The same thing with our fiddle fig trees right over here, or Ficus lyrata. They tend to like a lot of bright light. Any ficus actually needs that. And then I'm going to show you guys these hanging baskets right over here. It looks like we've got a Monstera adansonii, a golden pothos, and I did want to pan out all of these beautiful Ficus lyrata trees right over here. These are really cute. I'm so excited that mine is showing some new signs of growth, but I did want to show you this. Look at how beautiful this Monstera adansonii is. I like that it looks like it's the wide form, so you can actually grow it up a moss pole or a totem and it will actually upsize its leaves. But look at how large the leaves are already. These are for $29.99, so that is not a bad price for a hanging basket. I am looking for a Monstera adansonii variegated version. I wasn't able to get one at a plant pop-up that I went to before going to this nursery. Fitzgerald's Tropicals, which is a local plant seller. We're selling variegated adansonii. I just had a little bit of a budget, so I might catch them on the next one. but you can see all of the green plants here. So I've already featured Ruibals before, but I wanted to feature more of the larger plants like these bird of paradise right over here. Now, plant foldies, do you guys actually grow bird of paradise? I would love to be able to grow my bird of paradise in my home, but unfortunately, I don't really have tall ceilings and I don't get nearly as much bright indirect light. I could put it in my bedroom because it is a west-facing window, but again, there's just so many plants you want to add. And I do love this. This is a foxtail palm. I just love the way the leaves look and just the way it grows. It's got like an arching type growth habit, and I just love it a lot. It's one of my favorite palms, and this one is for $195, but you know, for close to $200, we'll just call it that. You're already getting a fairly established tree that you can place indoors. I love just the texture of the leaves, the way the leaves look. They're just really nice. They almost remind me of a ginkgo biloba tree, but not quite there. And then right over here, we've got some more majesty palms. You know, majesty palms, you will see them anywhere. You can go to a big box store, a local plant nursery, a grocery store, a convenience store, somebody's yard. They're just everywhere. And I did want to show you guys this. Look at how awesome this huge euphorbia is. So like, I am trying to give you guys some more like diverse plant content. So not only just aeroids, but this one I think is called the Euphorbia Strike of Fire. Yes, that's really nice. And then we also have a variegated ginger. So I love variegated gingers. I've tried to grow them indoors. They just don't do well indoors, unfortunately, but I do love the variegation. But I did want to pan out again to this euphorbia. This is absolutely stunning. Look at how large that is. What else do we have over here? We have some more ficus. I think this is a ficus ali right over here. It's a full-blown tree, and that's really awesome. Now remember, again, any type of ficus plant requires a lot of light. So if you're gonna put them in lower light conditions, typically ficus trees, ficus plants will just drop their leaves because they will be very unhappy. So just FYI on that. And we're gonna pan over here, and it looks like we have some cordyline plants, or what you call tea plants. This one is for $39.99, and this is a morning sunshine tea plant. My grandmother grows a lot of these, and she's able to propagate them. I just don't think that they do very well indoors. They're very much spider mite prone, so just FYI on that. I would love to be able to grow a tea plant. I did see some really compact ones at Walmart that I would consider trying to grow indoors. I mean, heck, if I've been able to grow an English ivy for close to a month with no spider mites, I must be doing something right. This one is the tea plant. This is one of my favorite ones. This is the cordyline kiwi. Really like that. It doesn't have as much pink on it though, but nonetheless, it is a beautiful looking plant. And we have some more cordyline over here. We have some type of Dracaena bush right over here. Look at that Dracaena right there as well. Love how large it is. And the green on green variegation. I would call that probably the Dracaena fragrans Hawaii. And then we can see that there's a really tall ficus ali in the back corner. But guys, look at how beautiful this tea plant is. Love the purple and pink variegation of this plant. And then there's some random chair just right there. And then this truck is really interesting because it is housing a philodendron ring of fire. This one is quite pricey, guys. This is for $440. This is a philodendron ring of fire, but as you can see, the variegation isn't nearly as pronounced as some of the smaller ones we've been seeing at big box stores. And then this one is a philodendron gloriosum. I really like that as well. Also, they have a Monstera Thai constellation. So there's a lot of rare plants on this cute Ruibals random truck in the middle of the nursery, and you can see that these are some pretty rare aeroids. So that's the thing though, back a couple years back, all of those plants that we just talked about were going to be even worth more money. So it's just nice that plant prices are starting to go down. And then right over here we have some more Dracaena. These are Dracaena limelights. Really like that as well. And this is for $54.99. That is not a bad price for this Dracaena. Look at how bright it is. I love neon yellow looking plants. And then right over here, we have a calathea medallion. Gotta love me some calathea medallions just because of it just looks like feathers. They look like calathea macuyana, but that is a calathea medallion. And then right over here, we have a variegated domesticanum. I believe that is what it is. And they cut some of the browning on the leaves. So that's the thing I like about Ruibals. They do, you know, they manicure their trees and their plants and make sure that, you know, no dead leaves are around. They cut the brown spots around. So it's always a nice lush green look about all of their plants. Super healthy. Highly recommend Ruibals if you're ever in the Dallas-Fort Worth area to visit the Farmers Branch Market, just because this is the one that has a lot of plants. There's several locations actually all over Dallas, and you can see they even have a bunch of these Sansevieria, or there's these snake plants right over here. I was really excited to finally see a Sansevieria Whitney at the North Haven Gardens. That one was super cool, and you can see this is how large a philodendron ring of fire could potentially grow. This is for $440. This is in a 12-inch planter, and you can see there is variegation right over there. I do like that it does grow large. So just remember, when you're buying that philodendron ring of fire at Walmart, if you give it the right conditions, lighting conditions, care, and just a lot of tender love and care, in time it will grow into a beautiful specimen like that. So that's something to look forward to. That's why I like showing you guys local plant nurseries, not just big box stores, because I want to show you the potential of what your houseplant could look like that you bought at a big box store. And then right over here, you know that you're at Grow Folds, because I will always show Aglaonema. So for the new plant foldies watching this video, I absolutely love Aglaonema. That's my favorite type of plant. They're slower growing, but they come in so many varieties, and these are a bunch of Silver Bay Aglaonema. This is probably the most common Aglaonema you will find, but nonetheless, look at how large they get. You can find these at Walmart in self-watering planters for $14.97, but they can get as large as this or even larger with time. They are a little bit slower growing. I did want to pan out here and show you how beautiful this greenhouse part of the nursery is. Look at all of those hanging baskets. Just look at all of the green. I do believe plants will make people happy, and they're just really good for our mental health. Just looking at greenery in nature and just the beauty that is always surrounding us, I really like that a lot. And bringing plants in, I just think that plants just give us a lot of just peace in the house. I know that it could be a little bit tedious in terms of the plant chore, so that's another reason why, like, if you're going to buy a Monstera Thai constellation, for instance, know that there is going to be a little bit of work to grow the plant this large. Oftentimes we see all of these beautiful plants, and the temptation is to keep buying. Unfortunately, if you keep buying and buying, you end up just overwhelming yourself. I've talked to a lot of people who have grown plants, you know, the last 2 to 3 years, and they totally get burned out just because you think, one, do you get you know, a pest infestation can really just discourage somebody's plant collection. 2, do you have enough time to water the plants? 3, do you even have enough time to just sit there and admire the plants? And I'm just speaking from personal experience. That's kind of what happened to me, and that's why I gave up on plants. I used to post plant videos, and I was really getting into it, but then it got to the point where, like, my plant collection, I wasn't really even able to, like, enjoy it, because I got behind my plant chores because I bought so many plants. Anyways, I'm going to get off my rambling and show you that these, you know, Ruibals actually has some beautiful philodendron. Like that one right that I picked up was a philodendron Macaulay's Finale. The other philodendron that I did pan by were philodendron red imperials. They kind of look like philodendron black cardinals. I do like all the dark foliage leaf plants. Like, look at that right over there. We have some Ficus elastica burgundy, but these Macaulay Finales are really nice looking. Not sure if it's actually that. There might be some discrepancies in some of the plant IDs. So just, you know, please forgive me if I'm not giving you the most accurate plant IDs. I know there's a lot of expert plant foldies out there, but like right here, this is for $16.99. That's not a bad price at all for a Ficus elastica burgundy. Love me some rubber trees. My favorite one has to be either the Ruby or Taniki. And look at these hanging baskets, my plant foldies. What do you guys think so far? Would you go shopping at Ruibals? Especially for those that are not in the Dallas market. What do you guys think about all of the plant nurseries that I've been showing besides big box stores? Do you think we have a really good selection? What other plant nurseries would you recommend from your state or where you're from? I would love to know, because I am going to be doing a lot of traveling and I would love to blog those as well. You can see that that was a Monstera deliciosa. We've got some beautiful looking maidenhair fern, and then I believe those philodendron right over there were some philodendron Prince of Orange. But look at all of the hanging baskets. I think I'm most impressed about just the hanging baskets. I would love to actually have like rows and rows of hanging baskets just growing in my space. I actually have you know, room to be able to do that, so we'll see. I am looking for a Pothos Enjoy hanging basket, but let's see right over here. We've got a beautiful philodendron Prince of Orange. I'm sure that this is a Prince of Orange just because of what that the new leaves are unfurling look like, and Prince of Orange has some bright green leaves. Really like that a lot, and it's really interesting to see how large these plants can get with time. So just remember that this plant we're looking at, it did take a little bit of time to grow it, but look at that. $34.99, guys. $34.99 for this beautiful philodendron Prince of Orange. I wish I had the space to be able to take this plant home, but I am trying to reserve my space for other plants. And that's the thing, guys. Whenever we go plant shopping, you also have to look at your space. These right here are labeled philodendron red imperials, imperial reds. These are for $49.99. I don't know if they're red imperials or if they're black cardinals. They're just really nice though, nonetheless. And then we have a lot of Ficus elastica burgundies, some large ZZ plants, very easy to grow. And then we have some Ficus elastica tanikis. These aren't as nearly variegated as I've seen other tanikis, but it's still a beautiful looking plant. And then we have another some type of tea plant here, or cordyline. That's the thing about cordylines. They're very difficult to grow indoors. They're very much spider mite prone when you grow them indoors. And then right over here, we have a Ficus Audrey. Look at how beautiful this Ficus Audrey is. My Ficus Audrey has pretty much shed all of its leaves. It's still alive because I scratched one of the stems. It's still green. I just know that when it starts to warm up again, I'm going to go ahead and take it outside and let it get lots of sun, and hopefully it will regrow its leaves, hopefully. And then we have a bunch of beautiful Monstera deliciosas. We've got some ponytail palms. I'm going to walk over here and show you this beautiful Dracaena. So this is another Dracaena limelight bush. This one's for $19.99 in a 6-inch planter. We just saw some previously that were a lot larger, and then we have a bunch of those peace lilies right over here. Not 100% sure what the hanging baskets that are in the background are, what type of plant that is, but I did want to walk over here and show you this massive Monstera Thai constellation. I believe this Monstera Thai constellation is for about $1,700. Really large Monstera Thai constellation. So that's the thing. We're seeing a bunch of big box stores, grocery stores selling Monstera Thai constellations within the range of like $49.99 to $89.99. But just remember that small Monstera Thai constellation, given the right care conditions, will get as massive and large like this. So remember, you have to look at the future of the plant in the space that you're going to provide it, because not all plants will stay and remain small. They will get as large as this. That is impressive though. And then I did want to walk over here some more and show you guys some hanging baskets of some ferns. And then we have some more Riger begonias right over here. I'm telling you, this Riger begonia, the red one, is just stunning. This one is in a 4.5-inch planter for $9.99. Gotta love me some Riger begonia. I might end up just getting some Riger begonia to grow out on my patio this season. I'm thinking of getting some red ones. The red ones are really talking to me. And then right over here, we've got some Scindapsus exoticas right over here for $21.99 in a 6-inch planter. Not a bad one. And look at how large the leaves are. I love the velvety texture as well as Scindapsus. The only drawback with Scindapsus, and I've said this before in previous videos, is they are a little bit slower growing. And then I'm super excited to see that they have some legitimate Pothos Enjoys, or Epipremnum aureum Pothos. And you can tell this is an Enjoy just because it has very distinct contrast on the leaves. They're claiming this as a Pearls and Jade Pothos, but this is a Enjoy. I can tell you that this is an Enjoy Pothos. One of my most favorite pothos just because of the contrast in the variegation. This is one of the slower growing pothos, and the leaves tend to be a little bit smaller than, say, a golden pothos. And then right over here, we have some philodendron white knight. So these are ones that you are actually seeing all over. This is for $34.99. Now, my philodendron white knight is doing absolutely amazing in my care. I ended up buying it at Walmart, but you know, you can go to a place like Ruibals and get beautiful plants like this. This is another Epipremnum aureum, or a pothos plant. And then we have some Alocasia polys right over here. This one's for $14.99. Not a bad price at all for an Alocasia, and those leaves look really healthy. But for me, this particular Alocasia tends to be more spider mite prone, so I kind of steer away from it. All of my Alocasia though are doing very well in my care. And then we have a bunch of golden pothos, and then we're gonna go look over here, and there is another Monstera Thai constellation. Really interesting to see that there's a lot of mature Monstera Thai constellations available. And the same thing with this philodendron pink princess right here. The variegation is not nearly as pronounced, but nonetheless, it's still a beautiful looking philodendron, and we have a bunch of golden pothos there. We've got some Marantha plants right over here. Look at this. This is a hanging basket. Very full. I love the variegation on the leaves here, and this one is for $39.99. So that's another beautiful 6-inch planter that you can actually hang. These could be hung. And then we have some red Maranthas right over here. We've got some Ficus shiveriana. This is a really nice looking tree as well. This one's for $29.99. Love me some Ficus shiveriana. I ended up actually buying a starter plant from Green Escape, which is an Etsy store, about 2-3 years ago, and I finally got it to grow this large. So mine isn't as variegated, it's a little bit more green, but I mean, I'm not complaining. And then this right over here is being called a philodendron red imperial, or imperial red, but I don't think that is. I think that is a philodendron black cardinal. And then right over here we have a bunch of Ficus elastica tanikis, very beautiful tanikis. And then right here we have some type of hanging basket of some type of philodendron. If you guys know the plant ID for this philodendron in this hanging crate basket, please let me know. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure one of our plant folies can give me that plant ID. And then we have some more Ficus elastica burgundies right there. We have some more Rhaphidophora discorvias, or dragon's tail plant. I like this. It does need a pole to grow on, otherwise the leaves won't fenestrate. I've had that in the past. I'm not as big of a fan because it is a bit of a slower grower for me. And we're passing by a bunch of Maranthas. Now we're going to be looking at these. These are some Epipremnum Amplissima on a totem. That's really nice looking. I have one that I ended up getting from a friend of mine. I'm thinking about actually cutting it up and propagating more, but that is some type of Epipremnum. And then we have an Epipremnum pinnatum Cebu blue. These are cute totems. So they're growing these Cebu blues up a pole, and you can see that the leaves are starting to grow larger. That one is for $37.99. That's not bad at all. And the larger the leaves get, it depends on how high it starts to grow up a moss pole or some type of plank. So that's really cool. Love me some Cebu blue. I can't get enough of Cebu blue. Very easy to grow plant. They literally grow like weeds. And we have some Pachira aquatica right over here, or money tree plants. These are for $19.99, the braided form. So that's pretty cool. I'm looking for a variegated version of that. And then we have some more ponytail palms. We've got a philodendron painted lady right here. Not as yellow as what I would want for a painted lady, but nonetheless, it's still pretty. $39.99 for that. And we have some more pothos here. My camera's starting to act up, sorry guys. And then I'm gonna walk over here. Do you guys see the background with all of those white fuzzy cacti? That's pretty cool. I'm gonna take a look at that in a second, but let's look at this. This is some type of philodendron that I don't know, so let me know but what it is. And then right over here we've got some really cool looking cacti. Gonna pan over the ID, but look at that. Look at how fuzzy and furry this cacti is. Like, look at that. It's beautiful. Beautiful cactus right there. It looks like just fur, just a bunch of fur. It looks like some type of animal. Really cool looking. I don't have any cactus or succulents in my current collection of plants that I'm growing indoors, but that's something I might visit as it gets warmer. So we'll see. And then we have some aloe veras right over here. We've got a ficus benjamina right here. We've got a string of bananas right here. Nice looking hanging basket of string of bananas, $34.99. I don't have anything string of anything at the moment just because I just don't have, I guess I just don't have it. I just haven't added one to my collection yet. I'm thinking about getting a variegated string of hearts, but we will see what that looks like. There's a bunch of bird of paradise. Now we've got some fatsa japonicas right here. I do think fatsa japonicas are really cool. Not sure if you can actually really grow them indoors. I heard that they're also spider mite prone when grown indoors. So guys, let me know what you think. And then we have some more spathiphyllum or peace lily sensations there. Lots of really cute Kalia lily plants right here. Look at the blooms, but I'm more of a fan of the speckling on the leaves. I think they're absolutely adorable, and these are for $25.99 in a 6-inch planter. Gotta love that. And I just love the fact that there's just such gorgeous blooms here. It's super cute. I like that purple right here, for instance, but I also love the leaves. And you already know, if you are a plant foldie or somebody who watches Grow Folds videos, I will show you guys any aglaonema that I can find. This one is a aglaonema very red. And then we have some type of aglaonema right over here as well. I do love the pink varieties. I think they're stunning. Now to get these colors, that one's for $39.99. To get these colors, you definitely want to make sure that you're providing it with a lot of bright indirect light. Oftentimes they say that aglaonema can tolerate low light conditions. They can, but they will get leggy and they will be even more slow to grow. And then right here we have some gardenia bushes for $24.99. Not sure if I actually have seen anybody grow gardenias indoors, but that's an interesting thing. It's kind of the same, you know, concept or the same debate about whether you can really grow indoor azaleas indoors. I'm going to pan here, but look at that. There's just so many plants to take a look at Ruibals, and we haven't even gone inside to look at what other plants they have available. They've got some flowering plants. Even outside of this greenhouse, they have a bunch of outdoor plants that you can grow in your landscape. I did want to show you guys some more Epipremnum aureum. These are the Marble Queen pothos. Beautiful looking pothos. Look at those red Riger begonias. Very nice looking. I'm just going to walk over here and see what else they've got available. I think that I've walked through most of the front already, but you know, we can keep looking at some of these plants. I did want to go show you guys this. Look at this Aglaonema etta rose. Really nice looking etta rose right over here. These ones are for $26.99 in a 6-inch planter. I was actually debating on whether I should buy one of these today. Like, my grandmother has the ones that I gave her in the past that she was able to propagate and get more of, so I might just get it from her. But I love that the pink is a very pastel pink, very subtle pink. Love the variegation. It's another beautiful aglaonema. Aglaonemas in general, you know, some people either love them or hate them. They're kind of like crotons. You either love them. Some people find that their colors are just a little bit too in your face, but to me, they're gorgeous and they're easy. You just don't have to, you just make sure you don't overwater them. That's all you have to do for aglaonemas. Just don't overwater them and they're good. And then right over here, we got some syngoniums. Love these pink syngoniums. These are syngoniums neon robustas for $14.99. But look at how large the leaves are already. I do love syngoniums. I would say they're my first love in terms of, you know, what houseplants I would say are my favorite types. Right now, it's about the aglaonema, but syngoniums are beautiful too. What I love about syngoniums are they're easy to care for. Just make sure the watering is, you know, consistent, and just look for pests. Sometimes they are prone to mealybugs and spider mites, so just take a look at that. But they're also easy to propagate and multiply. I am going to show you guys for all of my cactus and succulent lovers. I know plant foldies, we've got a variety of you guys that have seen this channel. I do want to show you guys more succulents, but before we do that, look at this beautiful philodendron pink princess. Doesn't have nearly as high variegation, but you can see that as it grows up a moss pole, it will size up its leaves. And these are actually my favorite type of succulents. These are what you call aeoniums. I think that's how you pronounce them, but look at how beautiful this is. Love the dark foliage on this one. I wish I could grow these indoors, but obviously being a succulent, they need a lot of bright indirect light. Full sun would actually be best. These are for $4.99, and these actually are very easy to propagate as well. when I was out in California, they were just growing out in people's backyards, front lawns. It was just a landscape plant. You couldn't get away with that in Texas. And then right over here is a euphorbia, a variegated euphorbia right here. This one is actually really cool looking actually. And then we have some more cactus right over here. So I wish I knew a lot more about cactus. Now I do know this is the hen and chick succulent. So look at that, that's really cute. And you can actually separate the babies and put it in soil and it will multiply and create more. So it's almost like a succulent ground cover. So that's really cool. And we have some more here. These are another type of hen and chicks succulent, but you can see that it's just starting to just get large. I love them. Those are 2-inch planters, but there's a bunch of them right over here. We've got some Christmas cactus, and then we have a variegated opuntinita or some type of variegated cactus right here. Nice looking cactus. There's a bunch to choose from, obviously, and that's the thing I like about Ruibals is they have such a wide variety of plants to choose from. Again, I'm not really into cactus yet, but who knows, I might pick up one that really just tickles my fancy, and then all of a sudden I'm making lots of videos just about cactus. But I did want to sprinkle this in to make sure that there was some variety for you and to show you guys my plant foldies that there are different plants that we can grow aside from just the typical aeroids and the houseplants we find at big box stores. So I'm going to go ahead and pan out one more time before we go into the inside part of this plant nursery. But look at all of the greenery here. So be sure to check this out. But before we go into the main event, we are going to look at how to make an origami paper crane. So for those that are new, I have been folding origami paper cranes for about 7 years. My plant foldies, the original channel content was actually an origami ASMR channel. I just recently converted it back into a plant channel where I feature daily plant video shopping videos, and then now I am actually showing you guys how I make origami paper cranes. I've been folding them for about 7 years. My goal is to fold 1 million paper cranes. So I've taken a cherry blossom origami sheet of paper. These are about 6-inch squares that I fold. And this is how you make an origami paper crane. The plant that's next to it is an Aglonema rotundum that I was able to get on eBay. So it's a really nice looking plant. I love the pink venations on the leaves. But yeah, this is a very easy origami paper crane that you can learn to make. I urge all of the plant foldies to look at some of my older videos on the channel. I have literally hundreds of origami tutorials on how to make an origami paper crane. I would love to see y'all's creations. If you learn one, tag me on Instagram at growfolds if you end up doing that, and then use the hashtag growfolds and hashtag plantfoldy. I would love to see some origami paper cranes, and I'm thinking about doing a giveaway to some subscribers, so we'll stay tuned for that on the paper cranes that I've featured on my videos. But here you go, look at that, super easy, and bam. And so now we're going to go ahead and walk into the inside part of this beautiful plant nursery. Now it is a Saturday, so I'm going to try hard not to get people in, but there is quite a bit of traffic now with a lot of people shopping indoors. But you can see there's a bunch of big air plants right over here. Look at how cute these are. I've never grown a tillandsia, or I think that's what you call an air plant, but yeah, that's really gorgeous as well. They make really good decorations for sure, but just remember it is a living plant, so there are some care tips for that. I do believe that in order to just take care of it, you just need to give it some bright light and make sure that you soak it in water. I don't know the frequency, so plant foldies, let me know how to take care of an air plant. I would love to learn from y'all. And yeah, they have a little station here with a bunch of air plants. And then what else do we have here? I'm gonna go pan over. So they've got some, some candles and just different types of cute planters and setups. We've got a Dracaena right over here. Gotta love me some Dracaenas. I do believe that Dracaenas are such underrated plants. I think people should be growing more Dracaenas in their homes. And then this right over here is some type of Epipremnum aureum. I'm thinking it's labeled as a jade, but I actually think it's an actual Pothos emerald. Pothos emerald is basically a green on green variegation, but it's very subtle green on green variegation. And then we have a bunch of cute little mushroom decorations right here. That's a beautiful golden hanging basket planter. It's got some type of string of something. And then we have a Rhapis palm that we just passed by, and then we just have some more plants. Not sure if this is a philodendron Florida green in a hanging basket. That's interesting. I don't want to pull it out of its planter though. You can buy any plants that are just staged in these planters. I'm curious to see how much the price is actually. That's not bad at all. And then we're going to pan over here and look at this little corner section with beautiful planters. I do like the minimalistic matte planters, but look at these Sansevieria. I'm thinking about getting some more snake plants. I definitely want to get this snake plant here. This one right here is for $14.99. This is a Sansevieria gold flame or golden flame. Look at that. I love the yellow variegation. Although I will say La Rubia is probably the best Sansevieria that I've come across besides the starfish Sansevierias. And then they have some more rare type plants here. I've never seen this type of plant though. It is for $30 in this 3-inch planter. It's a Lubisa pumila. So I'm not sure what that plant is and then like what the care tips are. And then we have some more pothos right over here. These ones are for $16.99. This is Pothos Jade, but again, it looks like a emerald green pothos because look at how green on green the variegation is, but it's a very subtle one. It's not a global green. I don't think it's a jade pothos, so because jade pothos would have larger leaves. Like look at this right over here. This has another green on green variegation, just very subtle. It is more of the more uncommon pothos you will find. And then right over here is a heart leaf philodendron for $30. I do like the dark foliage of the leaves. I might eventually get one of those. And look at here is another cool looking plant here for $30. This one is a Lubisa again. Not sure what kind of plant it is or if you guys actually grow it. Plant folies, let me know what you think or if you grow it and what your care tips are if you are familiar with that plant. Nice looking plant, pretty cool looking actually. And then we have some more Sansevieria right over here. I do love the inside part. What do you guys think? Isn't it like a nice, cozy, stylistic just space for plants? They've got different types of books, all sorts of things. They've got terrarium kits, different types of planters, hanging baskets, all sorts of stuff that you can do with your plants. And then right over here for $19.99 are a bunch of string of pearls. I like string of pearls. I think if I'm gonna add another string of something into my collection, it would be like a string of hearts or string of pearls. And then right over here is another type of Epipremnum giganteum. Really nice looking plant. I would love to get one of those actually. I love anything Epipremnum, honestly. And speaking of Epipremnum, here is a Mandula pothos right here. I've been seeing this at big box stores. This one's for $28 in a 4-inch planter. This one's a little, I'm gonna say it's a little bit overpriced for a Mandula because you could go to Walmart and buy it for $4.97. And then right over here is another Midrium silver medium or something like that. That's beautiful. It hasn't started fenestrating yet. I thought it was a Scindapsus at first. And then we have a bunch of baby whales, whale fin Sansevieria. That's really cool. And I do like this right here. Look at this little setup. They got like a ring light, grow light setup with a string of pearls. And then right here, we've got a beautiful lamp with a growing, a grow light, just giving that light to the Enjoy pothos. Love me some Enjoy pothos. One of my favorite pothos. Would love to see it grow up a totem and see how large those leaves would get. And what else do we have here? We have some Norfolk pine. We've got some variegated vanilla orchids, but Norfolk pine. They always attribute to that as like a Christmas type plant, but it's honestly a tropical plant. And then right over here, we have some variegated vanilla orchids. Look at that. You can actually propagate a bunch of that already. Just cut it up and you can see those aerial roots are already ready to go. Very easy to propagate. I do like this plant. It reminds me of a Tradescanthia somewhat. I don't know, it just gives me that Tradescanthia vibe. And then we have some more neon pothos right there. And then we have some more plants over here. There's not as big of a selection as I thought, but you know what? They're constantly receiving plants. Like this one right here is a different type of philodendron I haven't seen. I thought this was like a philodendron jungle boogie, but it is not. You can see that the plant ID was different. And then right over here, we have a Homolemena Ruibal or something like that, however you pronounce it, but there's some Homolemenas. Really nice looking Homolemenas. I would love to get a Homolemena that's variegated with pink variegation, although it's still costing an arm and a leg. I don't even know the plant ID for that. And then right over here, we have some more types of philodendrons. in these 3-inch planters. You know, these are all starter plants, really like it a lot. And then for my Hoya lovers, especially my plant foldy Kathy, look, this is for $12.99. This is a Hoya tricolor, really nice looking one for $12.99. And we have some more Hoyas right over here. This is a Hoya Crimson Queen for $12.99. I do like that a lot. Look at that variegation. Beautiful, beautiful variegation for this Hoya. I might end up getting some more Hoyas soon. Don't get me started on Hoyas, because I already know if you get hit with the Hoya bug, you are going to be just crazy for Hoyas. And I'm trying not to add so many plants to my plant collection, but again, you know, when you go big box plant shopping or just go to nurseries almost every single day, it's kind of hard not to grow your collection. Like this one right here is a Syngonium pink salmon. I actually got one from a plant nursery called Famous in Oregon in Prosper, Texas. It's doing well for me. And then we have some more Homolomenas right over here. I do like the variegated Homolomena. I'm going to pull it out. It's got very subtle variegation. This one's for $28.99. I don't have any Homolomena in my collection, but I would love to get a variegated one. This one's really nice. It's got some, it almost reminds me of like a Thai constellation, Monstera Thai constellation. Really nice looking Homolomenas. I know on big box stores we've seen Homolomena Shelby's, but those are the ones that I've seen I'm a bigger fan of. And then we have some more Sansevierias right here. This one is for $9.99. So that's not a bad price at all. This one I think is the Gold Flame. Yeah, this is the Golden Flame. I do like that a lot just because the yellow is more pronounced. I like that variegation. And we have some more beautiful Sansevieria Bird's Nest. Look at that. That's cute variegation there. And this one's for $14.99. This one is called Sansevieria Favorite Gold. Nice looking Sansevieria. I'm a fan. And we have another philodendron. This is a White Wizard for $19.99. So I have the White Princess, the White Knight, and then the White Wizard. Not the white, and now it's the White Wizard, I'm sorry. I had the White Princess, the White Knight. I just need a White Wizard to complete my royal collection. So I might end up getting a White Wizard at some point. I just need to know if I can find a better price for it. And then obviously it's interesting. This is a trending tropicals plant here for $34.99. That is the White Knight. And what else do we have here? We have some more philodendron. Pink Princesses. We've got this really cool Alocasia as well. This one I can't really pronounce, but nonetheless, it's a beautiful Alocasia. I like the leaf shape of it. My Alocasia are doing well. Actually, the humidity levels went a little bit low, so my Alocasia Jacqueline started to kind of get yellow. So I'm afraid that it may not do well. So I just need to make sure that my humidity levels are high in the room that I have. I actually have all my Alocasia in my guest bedroom, so I'm running the humidifier. We actually had to use heat today just because it did get down into the 30s low for Dallas, North Dallas. And then right over here, we're going to pass by a bunch of Philodendron Hederaceum, Brazil's really nice looking Philodendron Hederaceum. And I like how they have like a bunch of 3-inch potted up plants in one area, so it makes it look bushy. And then I love the gold planters. Look at this one right here. This is a beautiful trailing Epipremnum aureum Enjoy. We have a Syngonium here. And we just have a lot of different decorations. So going to this type of plant nursery, I just love the fact that the indoors, they have lots of like inspiration for you to be able to display your plants. Like this one's a really cool hydroponic situation for a calathea. And honestly, calatheas are easy to grow in just water, because then you don't have to worry about their watering conditions. You can just literally leave them in water, make sure you give them like plant fertilizer or plant food, and they do well. And then I am still sold that this is a pothos emerald, not just a jade pothos. If it was a jade pothos, it would have larger leaves. It would just look like pretty much a reverted golden pothos. Anyways, I did want to take a little time to show you guys some of the terrariums. So I am actually thinking about getting some terrariums set up in my home. I think that's a great way to display them. Like, look at this. This is a really cool fixture as well. I might actually look it up on Amazon to see if I can get that. And we talk about Phoetonias. Look at that. There's a Phoetonia terrarium right here. This is a super cool terrarium with some driftwood. I would love to do that. And then right over here is the terrarium and fairy moss. This is live moss that you can buy for $24.99. So that's really cool. I would love to start making terrariums. You know, it's all about making time. I have just been so busy with work and obviously making videos, filming videos. You know, you got to think I'm filming a video for at least an hour a day. Then it takes about 2.5 to 3 hours to edit the video in its entirety and then just uploading. So, you know, there's a lot of time, and I'm taking some time off first week of March to really catch up and get on a schedule. But one of my projects would definitely be to have made some terrariums. And right over here for $45 is a philodendron pink princess. This one actually has pretty good variegation actually, but again, if you're going to big box stores, you can find them for a much more cost-effective price. So I definitely am going to pass on the philodendron pink princess. I have about 5 of them growing now, and all of my philodendron pink princess cuttings are all rooted in water. I saw this last time. I don't know if this is a hanging basket of philodendron Rio, but that one's a really cool looking one right next to the Raphis palm. And then we always have this wall where they have a bunch of pothos plants growing on these shelves. I really think that's really cool. And then we have a golden pothos. We've got a jade pothos right there straight ahead, that green pothos. And then we have a beautiful Sansevieria. Ooh, you thought you guys were going to see my face? Nope, I'm not going to get into that mirror. Again, I'm going to remain faceless for now. But, you know, you guys will definitely hear my voice and maybe see glimpses of me. But for now, I'm going to stay faceless on YouTube. Unless you run into me in the DFW market, you know, that's when I'm just filming. I did run into a couple of plant foldies while out filming with my gimbal. So if you do see me filming, please say hi. I'd love to meet you guys. And then right over here, we have a bunch, oh, actually not a bunch, it's one huge philodendron golden crocodile. So look at this right here. I've never really seen like a large form one, but this is probably the best looking philodendron golden crocodile I've seen. Look at how beautiful that is. That is a mature plant. And so for those that are finding philodendron golden crocodiles at Walmart or big box stores, look at the potential of what it will look like if you just give it a lot of time to grow. And then we have some more dracaenas right over here. And we have some type of Aglaonema, a Spathiphyllum, some ZZ plants. And they have a whole station here where they make like terrariums and pot up plants for you. And then right over here, we have some more plants to take a look at. I love all of the plant accessories they have. Look at that cute ZZ plant right here. Nice looking planter. And then they have more like stones to put in your terrarium. So terrariums are something that I'm going to visit. I would love to be able to do that. I would love to be able to get like a fish tank, honestly, and have a whole section of just terrarium plants and maybe some guppies or some small fish with like a, you know, air pump that to give them oxygen and whatnot. But yeah, this is a really nice stylish place to go shop at. And I did want to show you this Aglaonema Red Valentine, really nice looking one as well. I am going to go ahead and finish up this plant video soon in terms of just a Ruibal plant nursery tour. But I did want to just pan over a couple more plants. Like look at this beautiful Syngonium right over here. And as always, I do want to show you guys some African violets. So that's something that I'm going to be looking at, is getting some African violets. Look at how beautiful this one is. Look at the blooms. You know, African violets remind me of my grandmother, and she actually is the one who got me into plants. She just grew plants, and she grew a bunch of African violets of when I was growing up, so I would see that. But my African violet I currently have is doing well. I love the pink variegation on this African violet, so I'm thinking about getting some more African violets to add to my collection, but specifically ones with more variegation on the leaves. I did go on Green Escape, which is a seller on Etsy that has a bunch of starter African violets. So we're going to take a look to see if I'm going to end up putting a big order for that alongside with some more rare Aglaonemas. And I did want to show you this ZZ plant here. This is a variegated ZZ. This is for $164.99. It is a little bit pricey, so I don't know if I really want to spend that much money on a variegated ZZ, but nonetheless, look at how beautiful that is. I definitely want to add a variegated ZZ. I have a Raven, and I'll probably end up getting a ZZ Zenzi at some point, maybe even in Sunday when I go film some more at these big box stores. If I find one in the grocery store, I might end up just getting that as well. But we have a philodendron pink princess, and notice how the philodendron pink princess actually starts to like have smaller leaves if it doesn't attach to something. And then that's a philodendron glodii, I think that's how you pronounce it, and another variegated ZZ plant. I do like that banner that says plants. That's really cute, as well as that hanging basket right there. What else do we have here? There's just a little bit more plants to see. That you can see that there's some moss poles there. This is some type of philodendron. I think this is a philodendron glodii again, or however you pronounce it. Please let me know in the comments if I'm saying that correctly or what the plant ID is. And then we have some more Epipremnum aureum. These are emeralds. I'm going to tell you, these are emeralds. These are not global greens. They're definitely not jades. And then we have another beautiful pink aglaonema here. That's actually a very large one for a pink aglaonema. So I think that's super cool. And then we have some cool furniture type deals for plants. And we have another philodendron golden crocodile over there. But look at this large one right over here. That's awesome. I'm not 100% sure what that philodendron is actually, but you can see it's growing on a moss pole. And then we have a philodendron gloriosum here, a philodendron Macaulay's finale or Prince of Orange. But look at the beautiful variegation right over here. So if you guys know what that type of philodendron is, please let me know in the comments or in the live premiere chats. Would appreciate it. But look at that philodendron golden crocodile as well. Love neon plants. I love Ruibals. Again, if you guys ever get a chance to go to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, this is the Farmers Branch one. Definitely check it out. They have so many plants. And I did want to show you this really cool station they had next to the bathrooms. I do like the hanging planters right on the wall, but I also wanted to show you the anthurium and then also the Epipremnum pinnatum totems, the variegated albos. Look at that. That is super cool. I love that they put a little bit of leaf shine on it. I love the fenestrations. Super cool looking plant. Let's see if there's going to actually be more totem type plants in these local Dallas plant nurseries. And I do like these floating planters right here. There's a ZZ Zenzi, and we have some actual jade pothos. That's what it's supposed to look like, those green pothos right there. And then we have another Epipremnum pinnatum albo growing on a totem. So that's really cool. A beautiful anthurium as well. And I just like the jukebox right there. It says please do not touch. So I'm definitely not gonna touch that, but I hope you guys enjoyed my Ruibals experience today. And then this is what it looks like outside. So they have a bunch of like gardening. So definitely check out Ruibals. Definitely follow them on Instagram. There are several locations, but the flagship one is on the Farmers Branch one. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. And again, I am so excited to be able to show you this. And I am going to pan over and give you guys a little clip. So I ended up going to Richardson, Texas, and I was invited to go to a plant swap. But look at this philodendron pedatum variegated. These are all of Mark's Jungle's plants. He's actually on Instagram. He's a Filipino plant seller. So thanks to my kababayan for inviting me to this plant swap that they actually had in Richardson, Texas. So there was a bunch of rare plants here, but I did want to show you a couple of his plants specifically. That is really, really cool that he has that philodendron variegated plant. And look at how this beautiful philodendron gloriosum variegated. Look at that. That one is selling for $500. I wish I had that type of money to buy it, but look at how gorgeous that variegation is. I'm glad that he is based in North Dallas, so I may end up getting some more plants from him. But I did want to show you a couple more rare plants here. Look at that right here. This is another variegated philodendron pedatum. That's really cool. And then he has other plants here that he is selling, but look at that variegation. I'm just really all about that variegation on these philodendron. He has some Brantianums right over here. What else does he have? There's all these little cute little plants that he has available, and I do like that he is going to be a seller I will reach out to. This is a philodendron Soderoy large form. So these the philodendron Soderoy is actually going to grow a little larger. And so plant folies, I know we look at big box stores and more common house plants, but if you get into more of the rare aeroids, I will be featuring those as well. So I hope you guys appreciate that type of content. Like I said, again, I'm just trying to get you guys a bunch of different types of plants, you know, really create the diversity there, and also pepper in some of my other interests like origami. Now, I definitely want to buy this Monstera aurea. I've been looking for one for a while, and I'm hoping that I can find one at the right price. That one was for $220. This is a Monstera Adansonia aurea. So I saw the The Alba versions that Fitzgerald's Tropicals were selling, but this is the Aurea, so I'm hoping I can get that from him at some point. But the Philodendron variegated gloriosum is amazing, and all of these rare plants here. I'll see you guys on the next one. Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Growfolds, and today I will be going to the Prosper, Texas Walmart to go do some big box plant shopping. I apologize for not being able to have a 7 p.m. premiere yesterday. It's just with the snow and the weather, it just kind of threw me off guard. And as you can see, this is the day after getting the snow, and we still have some residual weather over here that's really cold. Texans don't do really well with this type of cold. We're not used to it, so it kind of threw me off of my schedule. But thanks to everyone who continues to tune into my live premieres and participates in the live chats. I try to get videos up at 11 and 7, but sometimes they're a little bit later. You'll see that in your feed though if you subscribe and have the notification bell on. And as you can see, we're gonna walk over here and look, they have some plants, some faux plants though. Those are some polka dot ones. This is some type of calathea looking fake plant. This one is or Peperomia obtusifolia fake plant. But anyways, we're gonna go back over here. I did a video already where I documented the first restock of this Prosper Walmart, and as you can see, they've gotten some more plants right over here. They did bring out some roses to put right next to these trending tropicals plants right here. This was the Walmart, unfortunately, that had left out a couple of pallets out in the cold for a couple of days. So there was a bunch of plants that were damaged with the cold weather. But as you can see, we do have some trending tropicals in self-watering planters. I always like looking at this Begonia maculata right here. This is for $19.97. Really nice looking begonia. I remember when these begonias were far more expensive, so now they're very affordable thanks to Costa Farms. And you can see that there was some of that cold damage that happens right over here. And I know some people are like, you don't have to worry so much about the plants. Big box stores always have that stuff happen, but you know what? Plants take a while to grow, and just the carbon footprint of having plastic, planters, the gas that it took to transport the plants, there's just a lot more steps than just to say, okay, well, the plant's gonna die. It happens in big box stores. So let me know if you agree. I know maybe I'm a little bit more passionate about that, but anyhow, this is the same Hydra Helix I saw the first time. It looks like the other one was sold. This is a Hydra Helix Gold Dust. So if you look at the variegation, it's very interesting. It looks like it's spider mite damage, and it being a Hydra Helix, if you didn't see the price or like the plant ID, you would think, okay, this one's actually not healthy, but that's just how the variegation is. And then we see some Alocasia Silver Dragon right over here. Very beautiful plant by Costa Farms. They got that at a trending tropical self-watering planter for $19.98. And you can see that they've kind of condensed all of their plants to make it look a little bit more full for the display. I do like that they are attempting to make the merchandising better here, and we can see right over here is a Monstera deliciosa. I think this is $22.98. The dirt or whatever is on the leaves is actually just hard water, according to what Costa Farms said on the they commented in one of my videos, so thank you for that clarification, Costa Farms. And then we have a Dutch staghorn fern. This is one that I saw the other time I visited here, so it's still here. I'm hoping that we are going to see what that looks like for the plant. I really love it. It looks really nice. I'm gonna definitely get one of those staghorn ferns to add into my home once I figure out how to mount them on a plank. And then we have some large Dieffenbachia right over here, and then we have another beautiful Monstera deliciosa. This just has a little bit of leaf damage, but you know what? If you buy this plant, you can go ahead and just grab a pair of scissors, sanitized scissors, and just cut around the edges to make it look a little bit better. I can do a video of that on how to make your plants that are damaged a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. There is a lot of content that I'm going to be trying to give for you guys. I know that I've been doing big box stores just because they're very accessible, and I think our plant foldies, our viewers like seeing that. And as you can see, this is a new addition. This whole section is the Grower's Bench by Wild Interiors. As you can see, this is an Alocasia. I believe this is an Alocasia Ninja. No, actually it's an Alocasia Black Velvet. The Ninja has rounder leaves. These Alocasia look like they're a little bit dehydrated, so somebody needs to water them. This is an Alocasia Milo. I love the thick leaves, the texture of this alocasia. I ended up buying this when I first saw it at another Walmart. Very nice looking plant. These are $24.48. I don't mind paying a little bit more for a very healthy looking plant. Unfortunately, some of these plants, or at least based on what I'm looking at right now, these alocasia are just a little bit dehydrated, so somebody needs to water them. And then we see that there is an alocasia poly, or African mass. That's a really beautiful looking alocasia right here. I would pick up this alocasia, but unfortunately this one I've had about twice and it always gets spider mites. So I don't know if I just need to have like a straight up humidifier right next to this alocasia to prevent spider mites. I did have a little bit of a situation with my personal plant collection with spider mites. They're just, you know, plant pests are just ridiculous. I just wish they just didn't exist, but you know, that means we just have to stay on top of our plant care. Here is a ZZ Raven, or a Raven ZZ by Costa Farms Trending Tropicals. I'm actually going to buy a ZZ Raven in these self-watering planters they have. That one is for $19.98 at some point, not today, but at some point. And then we're going to take a look at this. This is another alocasia. As you can see, their leaves are curling. This one has actually a new leaf unfurling, but somebody needs to come over to this section and start watering the plants. I saw a couple of, you know, workers over here. I would hope that they would notice that and actually water the plants. I think if I visit here next time, I'm just going to bring a water bottle and, you know, water some of these plants. I feel kind of bad just because they're beautiful plants that deserve, you know, nice homes. I always love looking at Raven ZZ new growth. Just that really bright green that turns into a dark raven black color is awesome. And then I love these cactus right over here. These are really cute. They call it the cuddly cactus. It's super cute. It looks like it's not a real cactus. It doesn't have any prickly, you know, thorns or anything. And this is by Growers Bench Wild Interior. So this is not a Costa Farms plant. I do love the planter it is in. It's got a nice design, you know, very minimalistic, and I love the terracotta orange look about it. And then obviously we are going to see a sea of Philodendron Pink Princess by Growers Bench. So this one actually doesn't have nearly as much variegation as a lot of the Philodendron Pink Princess I've seen by Growers Bench. I will say it is safe to say that most Walmarts are getting Philodendron Pink Princess, so they are flooding the market. And at this point, we can be a little bit more picky on our Philodendron Pink Princess, really look for variegation. Sometimes you might get lucky and find something like this with high variegation, or even find one that is like Philodendron Marble Galaxy or something, or Marble King, where it's got extremely gorgeous variegation. We'll see what that looks like, but look at how beautiful that particular Philodendron Pink Princess is. You know, they're called Philodendron Urubescens Pink Princess. I have about 5 of them now. I can't get over them, just because at first I used to collect them at this local grocery store called HEB, but now that Walmart has them readily available in these beautiful colors, I couldn't help but buy like 2 more. So yeah, like look at this one right here. It's unfortunate that there's a little bit of leaf damage, and then somebody please tell me why that happens with Philodendron Pink Princess. They have a little bit of damage after they unfurl. I had one that I had to kind of cut and shape up to make it look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. But yes, look at how beautiful the variegation is here. And there's several plants. These are all for $24.48. So for anybody in the DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth market, if you're in the market and you want a Philodendron Pink Princess, run to Walmart as soon as possible. Definitely catch them when they have like a fresh restock, because I was at the Little Elm Walmart and I saw some of the Philodendron Pink Princess already declining in health. I do love looking at these anthurium here. I would love to add this typical red anthurium, but there was one that I saw was beautiful. It had this candy cane like variegation on eBay, so we'll see if the seller will list it again, and I'll try to bid for it. But look at how beautiful this is and how lush and like compact the growth is. You know, basic plants, quote basic plants, doesn't mean that the plant isn't any better than like a rare or uncommon plant. It means they're just easy to care for. This one is another Alocasia Milo. Look at that, very stunning leaves. Their leaves are very thick. So I'm always curious as to why like something like this, an Alocasia with thick you know, foliage would be susceptible to spider mites, but apparently they are. I'm not sure if an Alocasia Milo like gets really large leaves like an Alocasia Regal Shield. If you're in the comments or in the live premiere chats, please let me know, because I am excited to try to grow those Alocasia I recently bought to large forms. But yes, these are beautiful. Anthuriums right over here. This one has an interesting bloom right there. So the bloom is actually the yellow part of the part that sticks. It's kind of like peperomia, where they have those like little rat tail looking things. Those are the blooms. And then we have some Pachira aquatica or money tree. And then I want to go back to this. Look at this leaf right here. I cannot get over this philodendron pink princess. I couldn't believe that 3 or 4 years ago, like these were selling for hundreds of dollars, and now they're at a big box store at Walmart in Prosper, Texas for a fairly affordable price. And it's a good quality philodendron pink princess. But as you can see, I'm going to pan away and show you that they have gotten a lot more plants. I'm curious to see how many other plants that they're going to get. And you guys know I frequent big box stores on the daily, so you will get daily content and daily updates. So if you're in the DFW market, at least you'll hear from me first to see if there's any interesting plants flooding our area. These are some beautiful orchids right over here. We have 3 different sizes. The smaller ones are for $7.94. These are really pretty as well. $7.97. Really pretty as well. Some of them are just starting to bloom. I would like pick up that one with just some buds so I can maintain some of the blooms a little bit longer. And then we have some bromeliads right here by Wild Interiors, which is actually the nursery that grows the Grower's Bench, which actually has all those philodendron pink princess. I'm surprised that this Walmart didn't get any philodendron white knight or philodendron white princess. If I run into another philodendron white princess at Walmart, I think I'm going to pick up another one just because I want to grow like 2 or 3 on a large moss pole and really get a full plant. We'll see. Now we have some ficus ginseng bonsai. So you'll see this at big box stores like IKEA, Lowe's, and Walmart. I will say Walmart probably has the most cost-effective bonsai for this. This says just add ice bonsai. Don't do that, please. Make sure that you are actually, you know, watering the plants with like lukewarm water. Ice might be a little too much just because I feel like ice would like shock the roots. Like imagine putting your foot in a bucket of ice. That's just not good. It's the same thing with plants and roots. So, but this is actually nice. Like I am happy to see that there are more plants at this Walmart. I just wish that, you know, they didn't cramp it out as much. Maybe I'm just a little critical when it comes to plants. I can't really expect, you know, beautiful merchandising or plant care as compared to like some, you know, specialty plant nursery. It is a big box store. I do like this Hydra Helix. I almost want to get it just to see if I can grow it. But look, if you look at this Hydra Helix, doesn't it look like spider mite damage? But it's actually Hydra Helix gold dust, so it looks like some gold speckling on there. I think it's really cool. Let me know what you think. I know Hydra Helix is a hot topic that I always talk about when I do my plant video tours. Again, I am so sorry guys for last night. I just got in very late. I did film an extra long video for y'all later today, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. And it looks like they just got some more succulents right over here and our typical Majesty palms. So a viewer did mention that Majesty palms are a little bit susceptible to mealybugs, and guys, mealybugs are the death of me. They're so hard to control in terms of pests, so like I don't think I'm gonna get me a Majesty palm, but I am gonna go back and walk over here and just admire the beauty of these Alocasia and this pink princess right here. Like, wow. Wow, 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 that is amazing. And that is for $24.48 by Grower's Bench. And then this cactus right here, this might end up actually being my first cactus, a cuddly cactus. We'll see if I add it into my collection. But as you can see, there are so many philodendron pink princess at this location as well. I'm curious to see how many philodendron pink princess Grower's Bench or Wild Interior has in their like nursery, just because that's a lot. I'm assuming these must be tissue cultured, just because how do you produce so many? And then also the sizes are all pretty much the same. So who knows? All I know is we're now able to get beautiful, you know, rare, quote, rare plants for a very cost-effective and affordable price. That's the thing about plant collecting. I think back then, you know, a couple years back, it was more about a status if you were able to afford a rare plant versus just admiring the plant. Because at the end of the day, the value of the plant is based on, you know, the desire or the need for it, or just, you know, how many are available in the market. It's just basic economics. But now that, you know, growers like Growers Bench, Costa Farms have flooded the market, it has become less. But this is what I was talking about. So not all variegation is created equal. If I were to buy a philodendron pink princess from this section, I would buy this one. This has cool speckling variegation, reminds me of a Monstera constellation. I wouldn't say this is a you know, galaxy pink princess, but it does have some nice variegation, and you know, it's a signal that it has some good genetics. So I may end up coming back for this one later down the line, but I've already blown my plant budget for the month thanks to me doing these plant videos on the daily, at least twice a day. So all right, plant foldies, this is the second Walmart relocation. This one is in Frisco, Texas, right off of Custer Road. So this was actually the day before the snowstorm. So I've got the stores a little bit backwards. But anyways, thank you guys again for staying in, tuning in to watch this part of the video. Hopefully we can find some more big box plant shopping, plant finds on this Walmart. I haven't been to this Walmart for a while. I went there maybe like a week or two ago, and they didn't have a restock. So we're going to see if they actually have some plants right here. I do like the fact that they have some nice presentation in terms of their shop. And going to this Walmart when we're about to anticipate a snowstorm or just really, really cold weather, you can see there's not a lot of people out here, which makes blogging much easier. Just because whenever I'm out with my gimbal, it's a little awkward that I'm just kind of walking around filming. I try my best not to get people in my videos, just out of respect for people, because I think it would be a little bit awkward to be caught in somebody's YouTube video. So yeah, so anyways, it looks like they do have a small section of plants, so that's exciting. I mean, even if there's just a small section of plants, it's better than nothing. And maybe as the season continues to advance into the spring, we'll see some more plants. But as you can see, Walmart has the Epipremnum aureum golden pothos. This one is for $9.97. It's a nice full 6-inch potted up plant, you know, for $9.97. This one is by Expert Gardener, which is basically Walmart's brand for outdoor plants, indoor plants. It's still grown by Costa Farms, so all of these plants are Costa Farms plants, but are sold at Walmart. This one is a Dracaena Janet Craig compacta for $9.97. I like this, but this is just a very common plant that you see at big box stores, grocery stores, just all over. But you know, that's just one of those common plants that are easy to grow. And then we have a Dieffenbachia Camille right over here for $9.97 by Expert Gardener as well. This is a 6-inch pot. Now for Dieffenbachia, if you have pets, they are not pet friendly. They're extremely toxic. So even when you do propagations, you don't want to get any of the juices on your fingers, because then they'll start to swell up. It's definitely not a pleasant feeling. So just FYI for anybody who doesn't know about Dieffenbachia, they're not pet friendly at all. Here we have another Dracaena. This one is a Dracaena fragrans, Hawaii. This one is in a 6-inch pot as well for $9.97 by Expert Gardener. So if you're looking for some cost-effective 6-inch potted up plants, definitely go to Walmart. They're the most cost-effective for sure. And then this one is $9.97 for this fern. Nice looking fern right over here. I don't really grow a lot of fern in my personal collection, but for those that do, head to Walmart. And then we have some more Epipremnum aureum over there. We have some Epipremnum aureum hanging baskets. Those are actually $10.97. I'm just going to pan out, and it looks like there are quite a bit of hanging baskets. I am about to hang some plants in my home. I finally got the hooks to place on my ceilings that can carry up to 30 pounds. So I'm excited about that, and I don't have to drill holes into my ceiling. Even though I own my home, I just don't want to like drill a lot of holes into my ceiling. So that's exciting that I was able to get that. I plan to hang my Hoya carnosa Crimson Queen. So we'll see. But these are in another assortment of Costa Farms Exotic Angels. These ones are all for $4.97. This one right here is the Dragon's Tongue plant right over here for $4.97. I like the texture of the leaves. They're very serrated and just very thin and delicate. I love the purple undersides of it as well. How many of you guys that are watching or tuned in actually collect a bunch of these exotic angel Costa Farm plants that are in these like 3-inch pots? Let me know in the comments, because it's very tempting to just go ahead and, you know, buy all of these and collect them. But I need to be very selective of what plants I place in my home. Like for instance, this mini Adam ivy, or our favorite, the Hydra Helix. This is really cute because the foliage right here, it's very compact and small. It reminds me of like a trident maple. But I love the variegation of Hydra Helix. It's a love-hate relationship. I actually really love Hydra Helix or English ivy. It's just, you know, about a week or two later from bringing them home, they end up getting spider mites. So guys, let me know what you guys do to grow Hydra Helix indoors. I really want to know, because I really want to grow some Hydra Helix, aside from, you know, the spider mite infestations that they could possibly bring. This one is a polka dot plant. Really nice looking one for $4.97 by Costa Farms. There's some pink, there's some white, but I think I saw one that had like all 3 colors, pink, white, and red. Yep, this is for $4.97. These are nice starter plants. For exotic angel plants, if you can find trays of them like you do at Walmart, I would buy them here above Lowe's or any other big box stores, just because the Walmart is actually $1 less. Everybody else is in the $5, like $5.98 at Lowe's, and I think as well as Home Depot when they carry exotic angel plants. But this is a really nice looking plant right here. You see the difference? There's like a red one as well in this pot. So then we have a begonia rex here. I kept on asking, hey, what's the plant ID? But you know, I had a plant foldy viewer let me know that there are several hundreds of begonia rex. So there's not necessarily cultivar names for each one, but I do like the silver one that I've been seeing at a lot of Walmarts. I may add begonia in my collection. I might add actual like cane begonia. I feel like they're easier versus rex begonia, but we'll see. My grandmother though is an expert at growing begonia. She's been able to grow several and propagate several. Like she literally has one in such a huge pot. It's nice and bushy. It looks like a full-blown like shrub that you would see outdoors. That's how thick it is, and it's a beautiful black one that she has. Here we have another very common croton, but I have one in my collection as well. This is the Croton Gold Dust for $4.97. What I like about this croton is just look at the variegation on the leaves. It looks like somebody splattered a bunch of yellow paint on the leaves, and I am actually curious to see if I can grow this indoors. I know the crotons do best outdoors because they need a lot of light. Right now I have one growing near my east facing window next to a grow light, since it's really cold in North Dallas, especially today and just the next couple of days. This one right here is one that I bought recently. It's a snow white waffle plant. I love the pink, purple, lavender, cream variegation of this plant. I don't know how big these plants can get, but the one I have so far is growing near my kitchen window, and it's getting a lot of bright and direct sun. So I will see what that looks like for my plant. I've been spraying neem oil on it just because it is a new plant in my collection. And that's the thing, whenever you buy new plants from a big box store, you need to make sure that you are doing pest control if you're not going to isolate them. I put the systemic granules, I sprayed them with insecticidal soap, and I placed some We the Wild Protect neem oil. That is such a good product because it makes the leaves shiny and adds another layer of protection. Apparently the We the Wild Protection spray releases a pheromone that basically says that the plant is healthy. Oftentimes plants are susceptible to pests because they release a pheromone to say that they're unhappy and healthy, and that's when the pests come around, or that's what I was told. So we'll see if that really is the case. And as you can see, we do have a bunch of succulents right over here. These ones are by Element, and these are for $4.97 for 4-inch potted up succulents. I may grow some succulents. I know that when I was in California, there was a bunch of succulents that were just growing outdoors in, gosh, I forgot, like in San Jose and just areas of that part of the country. They can just grow them outdoors. And then this one is a Dracaena fragrans. Goldie for 1984. I was just pointing that they had some nice root systems right there. It's already popping out of the drainage holes. But look at how beautiful the green on green variegation is. I love the striping. I love Dracaena. I may go ahead and add a Dracaena to my collection. If I do, I may end up adding like a marginata though. I just like the very, very thin leaves. They're palm-like, so we'll see what that is entailing for me. We'll see if I actually add one in my collection. I did want to ask if any of you guys who watch my videos actually grow a bunch of Dracaena in your personal plant collection. I know a lot of times people grow like rare aroids in general, but I'm just curious to see, and we've been doing a lot of big box plant shopping videos, and these are very common plants. You think of like Dracaena, Dieffenbachia, Epipremnum aureum, pothos, Sansevieria, Spathiphyllum. These are all very common plants that we see at big box stores. So I'm curious to see if we actually grow these in our collections. Like for instance, this is a beautiful Spathiphyllum or peace lily. Look at how large the leaves get. And when you look at it from this angle, they look so massive. It looks like I'm in just like a little mini jungle. And then obviously we cannot forget the Majesty Palm. I think Majesty Palm are great, and you can get a really nice size one at any big box store. The only thing is how many people actually grow Majesty Palm in their homes, just because I think they take up a lot of space in a home. I definitely would want to add one. I just don't have high ceilings. So here is another beautiful Calathea. This is the Calathea medallion. I love the purple undersides and even that slight red veining within the leaves. Calathea are absolutely beautiful. I just wish they were not so finicky. I just ended up killing my Calathea ornata not too long ago. And then as you can see here, I always wonder if this is a healthy looking plant. This is the Alocasia Jacqueline. I've seen a couple of them, but I always look at the leaves. Like, look at the leaves. It's like yellowish. Somebody told me that that's what they're supposed to look like. Are they really supposed to look like this? Just because I'm a little weary that, you know, yellow leaves like this mean that the plant has some kind of pest, or is either underwater or overwatered. Needless to say, this is by Trending Tropicals, Coastal Farms. This one is for $19.84. Not a bad price for, you know, a considered rare plant. I don't know if I would ever add this Alocasia in my collection. I tend to like Alocasias that look more like dragon scale, something with more thicker foliage and rounder ones. But needless to say, maybe somebody likes that type of Alocasia. I'm just not as big of a fan. And obviously, who could forget a beautiful Philodendron Birkins? I would say Philodendron Birkins, which this one is in a self-watering pot for $14.97, is probably the most common philodendron that has such electrifying variegation. Here we have a Monstera adansonii. There are varieties of this. This one is a Costa Farms Trending Tropical one, and I've noticed that the leaves on these Monstera adansonii tend to be larger, so maybe it's the wide form. I do like that. And then we have a Scindapsus trubii Moonlight. I do want to add this to my collection because Scindapsus can tolerate lower light conditions. And then here we have a Monstera Cobra or a Monstera Stadliana. Beautiful variegation for $19.84. I love this planter that Costa Farms did. It is a self-watering planter, and you can see that there is a small reservoir. We can put water there. That way it's just watering itself, where you don't have to worry about top watering it. That helps with fungus gnats, because then the top of the soil remains dry, and it just will prevent somebody from overwatering. It's just a self-watering plant. Absolutely love it. And then here is another Monstera Cobra, or that's what Costa Farms is calling it, for $19.84. I actually bought one a couple of days ago, or about a week ago, when I did a big box shopping video. And that's the problem, you know, when you guys got me going out here looking at these plants, I am so tempted to pretty much buy everything. I've added too many plants already into my home, so I've got to slow down or find a way to display them in a tasteful way. I don't want to have like a cluttered house full of plants. I definitely want to have some plant styling there. And this is a really good plant to use for styling, this Aglaonema Red Siam. Very easy to care for plant, comes in so many varieties in terms of just the pink veining. And then obviously we have an Aglaonema Silver Bay. I think people really need to give Aglaonema Silver Bay more love. It's a common plant, but it's an easy plant that can get very, very large in no time. But yes, Aglaonemas, if you watch my videos, I always preach and tell everybody to look into Aglaonemas. Add Aglaonemas into your collection for sure. And I am just panning out to show you that there isn't as many plants here, but you know what? At least more plants are being put into the market in Walmart. And then right here is actually probably the best plants in the section. And these are the Epipremnum aureum, lemon meringue pothos. I was calling it merengue, but it's meringue pothos. What I love about this pothos is it is basically a mutation of the global green pothos, which was fairly expensive about 3 to 4 years ago. Now it's super common, and now we have this mutated version that Costa Farms has pretty much made their own plant with. I love the yellow leaves, and the thing about these type of pothos is the more light you give it, the more prominent the variegation is. And I've noticed that with my global green pothos, if I give it not as much light, you won't see the variegation. It ends up looking more like an emerald green pothos versus a global green. So I would say to get the yellow variegation, you definitely need to give it a lot of bright indirect light. My suggestion is go ahead and flood this pothos with a nice grow light. I've literally got a couple of plants that literally stay under a glow light for 24/7, and it has not burned it. They haven't crisped. If anything, their variegation has just improved, and their growth pattern and growth habit has grown a lot faster using a grow light. So that's what I would suggest, and this is why I love me some pothos. I will be hanging a couple of hanging basket pothos soon, but this is another plant that I am in the works of trying to get. I do have a couple of cuttings that I'm propagating just for my personal collection, so we'll see. They just take a little bit longer to root in water for some reason, or that's what I noticed. But as you can see, we've got several plants available. It's a small selection, but it's enough to where if you wanted to pick up a cost-effective common plant for $9.97, go with Garden Expert. There's some exotic angels right over there, and then we're just gonna walk over here. It looks like they have a little bit more of overflow. There's a couple of more larger plants here. These are for $19.84. We've got a spathiphyllum, another Dracaena cane, some Epipremnum aureum, golden pothos, sansevieria. We've got some dormant roses. So I actually have had a rose garden. I may just go ahead and collage some footage of my old rose garden if you want to see. It was a bunch of variegated roses. And we've got some succulents by Element right over here, just a variety. Like I said, again, I may get into succulents. I have one succulent, and that is the wax ivy. That looks basically like a Hydra helix, but it's not. So it's not going to give me some spider mites. But anyways, I just wanted to show you a couple of trending tropicals right here. So we have that Alocasia Jacqueline. We have an Epipremnum aureum lemon meringue. We've got a cobra, Matsura cobra. And I'm just going to look at a couple of these planters here. So I will say Walmart has stepped it up in terms of its planters. They're going for more of a modern contemporary vibe, which I love. You know, with the bold colors, we've got some greens, some pinks, some creams, some whites. Really like that. I am going to be doing a video comparing big box planters and what to do with the styling, what plants that you could use to pair these planters with. So stay tuned for that next video. But as always, plant foldies, thank you so much for always tuning into my live premieres at 11 and 7 p.m. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.